it's hard to call. I mean, this is already pretty tight-knit. This is the tie right now. But
the choice between Nephew and Punk, right? This is going to be the deciding match. As you said, we don't get a tiebreaker because it's already 1-1. And they are sending Punk, the Kami-sama himself, up against Mena RD. It is going to be a hell of a match. You already saw, of course, a rematch of our finals, literal final battle in SFL US 2024. So I can't wait to see it. It's one of the most legendary rivalries of modern Street Fighter, and we're going to decide these two. Yeah, it's going to be amazing, man. These two are going to decide who takes it for their team and really sets the tone for the rest of Street Fighter League.
Bear top left. That is for sure. I'm never saying that again, by the way. I just had to do it. I had to do it for my boys up at the top, right? Yo, Toronto.
Shoutouts Drew, we already know.
Shoutouts Drew. Shoutouts Cat. Everybody, Toronto fam, stand up. You already know what it is. So, as you had mentioned it, easily one of the most legendary rivals we could ask for. The question that comes to mind, which character comes up to the plate? We've seen the throwdown between Mena's Blanca and Punk's Cammy. Majority of the time, there's a new weapon on the back.
Estoy en vivo por YouTube también, ¿ah?
Especially with how much he's honed that character in Japan, brought it over to the Chengdu CPT premiere. C Viper is definitely a possible and potential threat, but we'll find out. It's going to be the Cammy. Okay, I like this. It's totally fine.
Okay.
If need be, the C Viper is there just in case, but we'll see if that's going to be a possibility. Again, Men RT coming in from a streak against all the Japanese pro players. He's had quite the destruction of bodies during his time there. So let's see. Punk also spending a lot of time in Japan, but right now Mena's throwing out everything rather early. The drive rush overhead, getting the big open to Punk. Now locked out in the corner temporarily. Mena in a really safe spot to catch anything that comes his way.
Yeah, I like that. Mena after the knees this time, immediately presses the light kick because Punk at the beginning of the round actually did shimmy off those knees beforehand. This time, though, outspacing Punk perfectly. Everything that Cammy wanted, the press.
You are absolutely right. Having that space that far away, too, to contain Cammy into the corner in case she goes airborne, plenty of time to actually react to it. That is really, really tough to kind of get around, especially with Mena at the wheel.
Yeah, we see the medium kick already, anti-air dive kick, right? The roundhouse can do it as well from Blanca. It's not that easy of a matchup for Cammy, man. I definitely still think it is slightly Blanca favorite.
Yeah, he was definitely talking about it outside. Like, I don't think there's like a lot of good matchups, and I don't think there's a lot of bad matchups when it comes to Cammy. Yeah. This is coming from like Punk himself, right? But now, Mena RD, he's proving that this might just be real tough to manage at the very
muerto.
RD, being able to dump out the rest of it. Level 3, the big fella, the Savage Beast, getting the first game. But again, this is going to be best of 5. This is going to be first 3 for 20 points. So there's going to be a lot of adaptation coming in between the two.
Yeah, you can see when he anti-airs Cammy in the corner like that, which is when a lot of the time she wants the dive kick, right, to catch, like, when or something like that. Like, that back medium kick is going to shut that down from a lot of range. And then being able to hop cancel off of it, right, means that you immediately have to deal with a mix-up. It's not just getting anti-air.
Really tough decisions to make. And it's hard to even justify trying to jump out of the This burnout is going to be so pivotal for Punk right now. To add 0 bars as Mena RD, you could get that DI, which you do successfully. Charge up that hooligan, bring down the axe, spend the rest of your drive gauge. I don't even think you need level 1. Perhaps you do. Uppercut, perfect.
Necesita level 1.
What a rebuttal. First round of game 2 for Punk. But yeah, man, looking at the amount of control that Mena RD had in game 1, you have to also note whether or not he's going to be charging down. I think that up ball is going to be a big prevention tool from even trying.
Papi, esta es la Street Fighter League Estados Unidos.
Even Roundhouse very active on that one. But now Punk off to the races. Dash up, OD up ball. Mena RD had to take that risk. Nothing of it on the anti-air. Very tough. We get a big punish counter. Yo, sneak it in!
Oh, yes, indeed. A little DI reset on him real quick, Punk. Nice job, too. That charge hooligan built her so much drive meter, right? Before that charge hooligan, he was actually below 3 bars, but that charge hooligan put him above it, giving him the double drive rush combo, which means the kill is there. Beautiful stuff from Punk.
Damn, dude. 2 rounds straight from both ends.
I'm loving the way both of them are playing, honestly. There's already so much like back and forth and decision switching. Like at the very first knockdown from Punk to Mena, Mena did the air Blanca ball. This time he does up ball invincibility because Punk did the crouch fierce, which would catch a jump back up ball, right? Like it's so sick to see these two play.
Oh, back to back. Back medium kicks being able to take it.
Okay. Uy, de nuevo.
Just outside of that range. Crouching medium punch for the punish counter against that whiff grab. Little fella coming out to play as
okay, bam.
that electricity going. Charge him up.
Oh, and just caught him low right there. Punk looking to escape. The backdash, maybe jump either way, or you just thought an overhead was coming. But the throw is there to follow. Grabs the button that Punk woke up with.
Ay, ay, ay.
Right back in control.
Just that one bar apiece. Just to take note. That sweep.
Buena, buen castigo. Oh, pero fue para arriba, ok.
Rush in for that punish counter. More so to bring Mena RD into this corner, right? Let's see what the defensive options are going to be like for Mena RD. Finds the mark with the crashing medium punch. Odie ball into the lightning beast. Let the little fellow rock.
That crouch strong. It's
Oh
been
my
a little
God.
bit, but the overhead comes through. Tag team back again with that one. Send him out. Oh, the trade combo.
Oh, el trade combo, qué buena, weón.
Oh, man.
Qué buena.
Oh, man.
That was messed up. He did forward ball, down ball immediately within the perfect range for max distance.
FT3 esta. Sí, FT3 para además. A ver, sí, 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 sí. O sea, las primeras dos son FT2, ¿no?
That last round, but nonetheless, it did not discourage him. Menace got control again here, already knocked down in the corner. Give me the plus frames, you ain't going nowhere until the pop off.
I wouldn't mind like Punk trying to contest that, right? He tried to just now. Mena RD had actually done a few times over back medium kick into back medium.
Buena.
Take his turn. Now this is gonna be hefty. Jump out the rest of that drive gauge. No level 1 necessary. Just build up your ball.
Qué buena Mena.
Look at that match point already for Mena RD.
Yeah, it's been an explosive set. Oh, and then the drive rush low to start it off as well.
Directo, papi, directo.
Back right now, willing to spend all that drive meter, but this is how confident he is, right? The throw is a long animation as well, which is giving him back drive meter in the process.
Damn. And that was a very meaty roundhouse and the perfect parry on the way through. Plenty of time to adjust to it.
Bro, he is just flowing right now. Like, the buttons have been perfectly timed every time. And Punk, you can see two buttons whip by him and not whip punished.
Oh, not going for the lightning beast.
Okay.
Pay for it.
Finally, we get a little bit of offense from Punk.
Una entrada más de Mena y se acabó.
Mena, though, yeah, he's scheming on something, man. Could feel it in the air.
Oh, and I like that jump. Again, no charge coming in from Mena RD, so he's going to be cleared for takeoff at least to even throw out a normal or even a dive kick. But now the Lightning Beast does come out to apply pressure, blows up the drive reverse on a very sharp angle. My man Blanca doing the math.
Oh,
qué buena, marico.
Bro, geometry major Blanca. Get this man to a billiards table, bro. He's about to rack him up. That was so clean to dodge the drive reversal. Not only dodge it, but punish it outright. And Mena RD continues just his reign of domination this year and takes down Punk 3-1 to secure Bandits the W.
There's a lot to digest within those sets of games. In terms of like the back and forth and decision making, right? A lot of it revolved around a lot of the plus frames that Mena RD was kind of laying down, but like going right into how we fit.
Y a Cristatari no lo meten a jugar.
The immediate rebuttal coming in from Punk. I think that was just more so like blessings from the round start, right? It's just more so who gets to get started and also like how fast he got Mena RD into that burnout state. Very uncommon. That mix-up was nuts, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, just getting the overhead.
¿Quiénes juegan hoy? Verga, por ahí vi a Craime. Por ahí está Craime. A Blas no lo he visto sentado atrás. Pero debería jugar hoy.
Easy clap. Mena RD, incredible.
Incredible performance and incredible form. That is for damn sure.
I didn't notice that they actually had the Lee on the back of Booster's jersey.
Yeah. I was like, yo, that's a new addition. They gotta have like a patch for that specifically.
Well done,
Interchange Lee and Wayne. I'm telling you.
No, ahí está Falcons. Ahorita mostraron, marico. Está Falcons, FlyQuest, Bandits, Red Rooster. ¿Cuál es el otro que está por ahí? En donde está este pana, Yosakit, no me acuerdo cómo se llama ese equipo. Ahorita muestran la tabla, marico.
Match to kind of like go through on the very first day of Street Fighter League, the very first match of the day. I feel like I'm already spent. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but I mean, it's tough to even try to counter a roster like that, right? Kaba being sent up first, Boost afterwards, Mena RD always gonna be in the anchor position. This is where I feel like the season is most.
Algún día un venezolano en SFL. Bueno, papi. Esa es la meta. Eso es lo que queremos. Para eso estamos. Esa es la que queremos. Primero, claro, primero un venezolano en SFL y después un equipo representando allá, pues.
happen, right? So many like predictable variables that could start happening when it comes to all of that. So yeah, I get it. But right now, we're gonna go to Rob TV with an interview at the entirety of Bandits. Let's get it.
And that is how we start off week 1 of Street Fighter League. Team Bandits coming back stronger than ever. Minna, I actually have heard through a little birdie that this might be a little bit of a flu game for y'all as well. Some of y'all a bit under the weather, but it looks like you're making no excuses.
No, not at all. You know, I gotta respect the competition, and even if, you know, we're feeling under the weather, we gotta bring the A game. It is what it is, you know. Doesn't matter. As you saw last year, a very bad
Entraste directo con el Jaute.
still made it to the grand finals. I still performed.
Sí, marico, sí. Marico, paciencia, tené paciencia. Sí, tené paciencia. Y anda aprendiendo de a poquito, marico. De a poquito ahí vas aprendiendo, haciendo ejercicio. Sobre todo los combo trials de Rashid, por ejemplo. Aprendételos de memoria, marico. Después ponete a jugar contra la computadora en nivel 5. Después la aumentáis a nivel 6. Después al 7. ¿Entendéis? Ya cuando digáis, verga, ya le gané un FT10 al CPU en nivel 7, bueno, ya ahí te vais para el Battle Hub a buscar casuales. Ya cuando le empezáis a pegar a la gente en el Battle Hub, ya estáis listos ya. Ahí ya podéis retomar de nuevo. Lo otro es que si queréis quedar vergatario con la ejecución, ponete a practicar Sea Viper, los trials de Sea Viper, marico. Con eso vas a quedar Virgo. Pero el peludo. Voy a guardar todo eso para tenerlo de rutina. Sí, marico, ve, por ejemplo. Déjame. Me voy a mostrarte algo aquí. Ve. Este es el mío, ¿verdad? Este es el mío. Rico, yo acá. Aquí. Es donde yo tengo el parry. En este. Ahí es donde yo tengo el parry. Y acá. En este. Yo tengo el Dry Impact. Pasa que como yo tengo manos grandes, yo llego con el meñique rápido, marico. Pero ajá, de resto es aquí los direccionales, con este salto. Este botón no lo estoy usando, marico. Este no lo estoy usando. Este. Debería ver en qué coño a la madre lo uso. Tal vez en... Debería ponerlo en Dry Impact, weón.
No matter the weather, no matter the pressure, they're still coming in to perform, and don't let anybody outwork you. Well said from 2 of the 4 candidates coming in from the Bandits camp. I am very impressed with how they've grown as a unit, also as individuals, becoming and really invigorated. I mean,
pero sí, yo tengo el parry en ese botón.
Fresh enough to get a big W against their rivals here in the league is rather impressive.
And it makes so much sense to me that
buenas, Buggen, ¿cómo está ahí? Saludos, mi rey.
He's like, when it's tournament time, when I want to make sure I'm all sharp physically, like on my execution and whatnot, it's about 50-50 how much I watch and play. If I'm not trying to be sharp execution-wise, it's about 70 I watch, 30% I play. And Boost is one of those other players, right, that reviews VODs relentlessly. You heard him. He's maniacal about the details. So that's why I think it's such a big pickup in a team environment like this, where you get to share notes, share strategies, have somebody that's going to constantly review.
Eso del mapeo lo tengo también que ver. No sé si puedo cambiar el comando natural del parry. Ah, en el juego no. No podéis. En el juego es los 2 botones medios. Patada y golpe. Pero vos el botón de parry como tal lo podéis mapear, marico. El botón de parry como tal lo tenéis que... Sí, tenéis que buscar un buen shortcut, algo cómodo, marico, porque ten en cuenta que no puede comentar porque el Twitch no lo deja. ¿Por qué no lo deja, pues? ¿Qué le dice? ¿Qué sale?
what it is. Know them, love them, giving us an opportunity to play on whenever we need to play on.
¿Cuál es su tag? ¿Cuál es su cuenta de Twitch?
And PC support for over 150 wild controllers. You're just plugging in game, no problems, no hassle. We also got the
Sí, marico, tenéis que tener en cuenta que el botón de parry lo vas a usar mucho, sobre todo para extender los combos. Entonces tiene que ser un lugar cómodo, marico, para vos, para poder enlazar.
Making it easy to craft your ultimate fighting weapon as well. And then of course the Brook Fighter Starburst, a new all-button controller for next-gen consoles. It is an all-button arcade controller designed specifically for the next-gen gaming consoles, right? So it's going to work on your PS5, your Xbox Series X's, all of that. It supports the latest platforms on the market, including full compatibility.
Por una vaina sobre el número de teléfono.
Damn, you got the entire
armory
is
coño.
and also so is the sale. We got Street Fighter 6 on sale now. The base game, by the way, 50%.
Sí, tiene que certificar la cuenta, marico. Pasa que yo para evitar que se me metan bots al canal a ofrecerme cosas y verga, yo activé esa opción. O decirle que se cree otra cuenta de Twitch y certifique la cuenta con el número de teléfono que tiene ahora. Tengo los 6 de los golpes y a la derecha tengo los últimos 2 botones rezagados para impact. Ah, no tenéis, o sea, vos no tenéis el botón. Por ejemplo, vamos a buscar. ¿Cuál es el jaute que vos tenéis? ¿Qué modelo es? Yo tengo este. O sea, vos tenéis algo así. Vos tenéis algo así. P12. El P12. Aquí está. Ya. A ver, marico. A ver, vos. Verga, está complicado, ¿viste? A ver, porque vos acá. Ajá, aquí tenéis golpe. Este es golpe chico. ¿Verdad? ¿Verdad? Este es golpe chico. Esta es Light Kick. Esta es MP. Esta es MK. Esto es golpe fuerte. Y esto es patada fuerte. ¿Verdad? Entonces vos vas a tener que tener el parry a... Verga, weón. Tenéis poquitos botones. Ponete el parry acá, weón. Ponete el parry aquí. Ponete el parry ahí. Y el DI acá. Pero acostúmbrate a hacer DI. Acostúmbrate a hacer DI presionando a estos dos, Mari. Con el dedo. Así, presiona así de pan. Aunque creo que puedo hacer que ruedo todos los golpes. Claro, esa es otra opción que tenéis. Esa es otra opción buena que tenéis. Rodáis todos los golpes para un lado, ¿verdad? Rodáis los golpes para un lado y tenéis podéis pasar estos dos, ¿verdad? Podéis pasar estos dos, los pasáis para acá y todo esto lo rodáis para el lado. Y si te van a tirar Drain Impact, en vez de ir para la derecha, vais para la izquierda, marico. Tenéis que probar. Porque claro, marico, yo tengo este, el M16. ¿Qué es este? Este es el que tengo yo. Y claro, aquí tengo el botón de parry acá. ¿Entendéis? Tengo el botón de parry ahí, entonces... Claro, o sea, es bonito, es vergatario tenerlo ahí, pero en parte uno se malacostumbra mucho a presionar ese botón, marico, por el parry, ¿no? Entonces, en parte es como una bendición y una maldición al mismo tiempo. Ya yo me he quitado más la costumbre, pero igual, a veces peco. To game.
Just in case you hadn't been introduced to the teams yet.
Vamos.
Ran through that a little bit, but let me get you guys reacquainted, right? We got 2 games. Blas, Shaka, Juninho Ross, and Brian Yob. Now these guys, I feel like some of them might have fallen.
Esta va a estar buena, marico.
One has been a standout player
Esta va a estar buena, papi.
Gaining quite the popularity for very good reason, right? Our runner-up of Capcom Cup in the previous year.
Ah, por cierto, yo no les había mostrado. Ustedes saben que yo compré... Yo mandé a hacer la caja del killer. Déjame quitar esto. Y el carajo me dijo que una de las cajas le salió con error, entonces me regaló una así vacía, marico. La cajita, ve. Está la cajita. Esta es la que le salió como con error. Entonces la tengo acá en el cuarto de adorno, marico. La otra la tengo ya guardada con el juego y... Ah, que una de las tapitas, una de las imágenes se corrió un poquito. Y por eso no... Match 1, Mikey. Marico, ustedes vieron la película esta de acción de artes marciales, de Raid. ¿Se acuerdan? Que había uno de los coños que es igualito a BX Bao, marico. Es idéntico. Que peleaba un verguero. Así que era una bestia peleando, marico. ¿Sabes cuál es esa película?
Although they are prestigious in regards to that roster with KSG, let's take a look at the new kids. We got 2G standing by with Rob TV and an interview with Blas.
Since we are live for the first time ever with Street Fighter League, I can ask you questions that are current event topics, especially with this one, you're at the center of it. Why do you think that kids like yourself are able to dominate so much earlier in the world of Street Fighter?
Okay. Él lo que dice es que como esta es la primera vez que Street Fighter League es en vivo, pues dado a las recientes cosas que están pasando en la comunidad o en los eventos, ¿cómo tú estás pensando referente al tema de que jóvenes como tú estén haciendo este ruido, este desempeño en lo que son los eventos de ahora? Sí, lo mira.
Sí. Es que no lo había pensado. Yo pienso que como hay más niños jugando, por ende hay más niños que pueden ser fuertes. Y opino...
No, está bien. I mean, you're gonna... Es lo que quiere saber, ¿verdad? Porque tú piensas que... ¿Por qué piensas que los jóvenes están performing, están saliendo tan bien? ¿Por qué le está yendo tan bien ahora mismo a los jóvenes como tú? O especialmente tú como ejemplo.
Es que yo pienso que es porque ahora los niños tienen más oportunidades para jugar, tienen hay más comunidad donde pueden desarrollarse, tienen más tiempo, más apoyo. Y pienso como ahora hay más niños que me pueden ver a mí como inspiración, a otros niños como Hinao o Kraime pueden sentirse...
It's okay to be nervous, bro.
So what he was saying is that he thinks that the reason like young prodigies are doing exceptionally well now this season is
Está nerviosillo el hombre.
it's more accessible the game. There's more kids actually, or people that are young interested in the game. There's more communities like in Chile, like the community is very strong and they keep doing events and even making newcomers, like people that are inspired because of him. Now they have like an academy also in Chile. I don't know if you saw that they went to Evo France, but
Yo creo que sí, marico. Yo creo que sí, un pelo.
players like Hinao and Kraime that came.
Yo creo que un pelo, o sea, de que le ponga un micrófono así y le...
There's more accessibility.
Las habilidades sociales, claro.
Information. There's more ways to play, to find out about the game and learn. And he feels that that's something that's helped out the young generation to like be even stronger because of the access that they have.
And with that access, they have been doing amazing things. This player right here to my left is, of course, the future. I know it, and everybody at home knows it as well. First time on Street Fighter League, and we're going to see exactly how it goes down. Let's send things over to our commentators.
I'm so surprised every time I hear his voice, man. I thought he was gonna hit me with a baby lock them doors and turn the lights. Anyways, so I think it really comes from like the byproduct of legacy. When it comes to like having this upbringing with younger players, it's established because of those legacy players. It's not necessarily.
Sí, Val, Blas tiene la voz
Actually,
grave.
a lot of the foundation and groundwork put before us by the people who really gave a damn about the game, about the community as well, because it's not even just.
Pero sabes que la voz sigue cambiando mientras uno crece, marico. La voz que yo tengo ahorita no es la misma que yo tenía cuando tenía esa edad. O sea, se pone más madura la voz.
Dope time to get yourself into the competitive range. Let's get into our match. Game number 2, match number 2 between these two titans. We got Brian Yob going up for 2G against Mickey of KSG.
¿Qué tal, Pesi de Brasil?
Age 16, but Brian obviously pretty young himself, 22 years old. So
Pesi de Brasil, ¿eh?
Obviously, the teenagers are the ones that are thought of to be the prodigal sons, right? We got the Mickeys, we got the Hinaus, we got Blas and Crime and all these incredible young players.
Mickey, Mikey.
He might be 20 now, but obviously we saw him in Street Fighter 5 as well. But just incredible performances from these young guns. But Brian Yob has been around the block for a while as well, right? Always a staple in his World Warrior, always one of the top representatives of Brazil. So I'm excited to see these two clash. He's going to be bringing the DJ to the table up against Mickey.
Esta pelea es Self-Cool Salvatore, man. Tachi Salvatore también podría ser.
Especially that stand medium kick that he seems to be harassing with nice and early. Tried it again there, but got counterpoked.
Funny enough, like even outside of this range, he still kind of threatens with the fireball game or the feint if need be to kind of force an error. But this is right here, that pressure you were talking about. When it comes to close quarters combat, there's so much ambiguity towards the movement of DJ where he can kind of like pretty much shimmy with his sway, add in some extra damage, and also kind of steal turns with the forward medium kick if need be.
Uy, qué buena.
But also get a frame trap going to be specific. But again,
A ver si Mickey está listo para el sabor latino, papi.
Mickey down to near critical.
Yeah, off a sick conversion off of a forced knockdown juggle point when he stuffed the hooligan as well. But right now, Mickey, he's still in it.
Mickey, Mikey.
Oh my goodness, never mind. That is a mundane pixel. No magic to be found. Brian Yob taking the first one.
Mikey.
Yo, Mickey looked up in disgust. He's like, come on, man. How did I not see that coming? He didn't even blame Brian for that. He was like, how did I not see that coming?
Gotta look inward, right? The self-reflection.
Nice punish counter conversion off of the crouch jab. Nice and easy. Still damage to be done, and
Oh.
big jump in. We talked about some of the normals DJ does have. They could be extensive, but man,
No se gastó la plata.
to recover.
También tiene bastante vida para tomar el riesgo, pero cositas pueden pasar. Ah, no.
Just walking out of the plus frames and getting the check.
Excellent call out too. The perfect parry, being able to walk right after, at least walk out of that range. Pretty important for Brian getting that first throw. Sunset heel. Come on in. He's actually still got hit with the rest of it. That standing heavy punch just clipping Cammy right into the grill and checking the space. Did you see it? Again, no budge from Mickey.
Here, just tap the parry that time. Nice link off the counter medium punch. Mickey, quick recognition on that one. The processing speed is always something to be highlighted.
Oh, buena.
Going for the side switch. Right back into it. No, it's a fight for positioning.
Legit. Who is going to maintain this corner here? Beautiful DP on the sharp knee.
Uy.
Brian, though, not afraid to press buttons.
Verga.
He's going to empty out everything.
Yo creo que si se hubiese gastado la otra barra mataba, ¿no?
He's going to live here. Brian's going to build a little bit of drive meter back. What's this land scamming going to be?
Dash up to plus frames. You try to throw. Mickey not
Ah, bueno, ya se lo había hecho varias veces ya se lo había hecho varias veces.
Even with CA, and I think even a drive rush cancel extended wasn't going to kill either. So I think he's just all frustrated by the fact that he's going to have to do one more neutral interaction, and Brian beat into the button with the crouch medium kick.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel every person playing ranked right now get frustrated by that.
Ahí está. Chao Hai, papi. Está Chao Hai. De ahora en adelante me tendrán que llamar Betty. Pero ese es un nombre de mujer. Debes levantarte más con level 3. Verga, ve, llámalo huevón, no joda. Se lo van a llevar las hormiguitas, papi. Dijo, no, ya es hora. Ya es hora de sacar al la locura. Papi, Mai, vérrale. Mai es todo lo que Jan le gustaría que fuese Kitana en Mortal Kombat, marico.
He was close to even with punishing that wake up button for Mickey.
Yeah, you already see a different type of pace being set against Mickey because of the mind threat, because of the fan threat specifically. But now, once he's gotten that out of the way, drive rush to kind of check Mickey. There is an attempt at a parry, but still trying to create some space for himself. There hasn't really been any big conversions that's like typical of Mai after setting up the fans. I think that's Brian Job doing a really cognizant effort to make sure the fans are not as much of a threat.
Yeah, this is really great spacing. Oh,
uy, buena.
How did you bust that out right there? The Sway Funky Slicer gets countered. This is going to be Mickey back in the match.
Verga, papi, aquí modo Broly, papi. Level 1 murió. Ah, no. Ah, sí, obvio, claro. Papi, es Mai. Claro que pega.
Getting that overhead. Actually, that was pretty much a link towards the rest of the combos. But that's the first big conversion that we've seen from Mai.
Yeah, it's interesting because like Brian was in control of most of that round, and I've talked to some people.
Uy, qué buena.
Faint right there to bait out the parry. Ooh, and then the Hesi to blow him up as well. Brian here, he's snowballing in this corner. OD, that's the plus frames right there. Try to catch with the target combo. Oh.
Uy, qué buena.
Utilizing the
Qué buena, Brian Job, qué buena.
I like that. Forcing Mickey to really make some critical decisions on defense. We do get the jump, getting smothered, getting eliminated with that DP.
Here, and then Brian right back in Mickey's face right here, right? Trying to nullify that fan range that you highlighted earlier. We're going to not let her just do stuff for free. Ah, oh, hit there. Nothing to follow up. Mickey was pressing.
First time we see control coming in from Mickey.
Uy, qué buena, marico.
Counter yet again from Brian.
And it's going to keep Mickey so low on the resources, right? He's actually going to drive reversal. That means no OD fans. He doesn't have an install either, but he goes into the level 3. That's big damage here. That's going to put Brian low and really drain his drive meter heavily.
Maldición lo que quita, marisco.
Coming in from Brian. Any big conversion to the critical line. Unless Mickey has something to say about it. The fierce to the fans. Tying it up one game apiece. And Brian immediately going to the bench.
Indeed, you know, I'm interested in seeing specifically how 2Game does against the plethora of mods that I'm sure they're going to see over the course of the season. Because I've talked to a couple of different people, and in like the Latin America regions, Mai is not as popular as she is in a lot of the other countries, right? And I'm not sure if it's like just players don't want to play her there, or if there's some players that are really strong against the character. Like Brian Job looked strong against Mai in that situation. There's been theorizing that Luke does really well in the matchup as well, and they have really strong Lukes. Juninho Ross obviously plays a really strong Luke on this team as well, so that's something that they might be saving for either Shanghai.
Y está el Pepe viendo qué coño hacen. Yo creo que le va a empezar a tirar más el Slasher EX, marico. De Luke, ¿qué le pasó? No, ya. No, o sea, el personaje. Yo creo que el personaje fue. O sea, lo nerfearon. Y el tema es que se vio como desplazado cuando empezaron a salir los DLC fuertes, marico. Entonces. ¿Entendéis? ¿Para qué agarrar a Luke si tenéis a Akuma, marico? Que es prácticamente... Tiene el daño, camina más rápido, tiene mejores proyectiles. Y lo otro es que a Luke le duele mucho que no puede hacer proyectil y hacer dry rush atrás, ¿me entendéis? Como por ejemplo hace Aki o a Mai, ¿entendéis? O Ken. Porque él tira el Sandblast y él queda ahí, ¿me entendéis? Y volvéis al neutral. Uy, qué buena.
Just missing the mark intentionally for Mickey to bait out that parry, driving on in for the rest of that.
Yeah, everything just went wrong for Brian, and Mickey capitalized perfectly, right? He really utilized the drive advantage to his favor, and just in general, getting that install in so
Sí, marico.
Brian now, he's really trying to harass with the Sunrise Hill, finds it there.
Yo creo que el problema principal de Mai, primero es el install. El install es demasiado bueno, marico, demasiado bueno. Y lo otro es que pueda cancelar la crouching medium kick a dry rush, marico. Que además que el dry rush de ella es muy bueno, marico. Muy bueno.
Mickey, he's on to the throws. Punish counter!
Oh, Brian, he's been tempted, faded.
Ay, no, papi, te wolf.
Uh-oh.
Another harassment right
Level
there.
3! The champ!
Buena.
And what a clutch out up against Mickey right there. Definitely got scary for a minute, but I'm telling you, man, I feel like
Estuvo buena lo que quiso hacer.
They got something cooking up against this Mai, bro. And I hope we get to see more of it throughout.
Claro, marico, que si vos te fijáis, Mai es Chun-Li 2.0 y DJ y toda la mierda, marico. O sea, la loca tiene buenos normales, tiene DP, tiene buenas opciones de wake up. ¿Me entendéis? Por ejemplo, los tres super arts tienen vulnerabilidad. Empezando por ahí. Y cuando tiene el install, sí.
Obviously, DJ has a pretty potent fireball, so he's kind of able to combat Mai there in a little bit better than a lot of other characters. But it was a lot of the hard callouts as well, right? Like the neutral jumps on the stand fierce. We saw that hit multiple times. In addition to that, we just see him like stay at this range where he can harass with a lot of the Sobot kicks as well.
Que allá le tienen que hacer varios nerfeos, marico.
That time he was a little bit too close, right? But he made sure to just stay at that harassment range where Mickey never felt comfortable being able to throw fans. And again, that even set him up for the eventual chip kill. So beautiful, beautiful gameplay from Brian.
Making sure he doesn't stay off the mark. I like that. The first 10 points coming in.
Y el DP le da mítico en el abanico mitad de pantalla también. Sí. Cuando vos hacéis DP, podéis tirar abanico fuerte. Abanico fuerte, y si el oponente salta, te da chance de meter otro DP.
Shaka 22, their other player besides Blaz on this team, is a Dawson player, and I don't think Dawson has much fun up against Bison personally.
No.
So yeah, I definitely like them throwing up Juninho Ross here, who I'm expecting to bring a Luke to the table, which I think does fight Bison a bit better than the Dawson.
Yeah, and he's been, if I'm not mistaken, still sticking with
Sí, bueno, la muñeca muy fuerte, la verdad.
Okay, I do not recall that.
I haven't been fully updated, but I do recall seeing him very early on, and actually in this particular season, still rocking it out with the Modern Luke and some of the weekly events. But I mean, if he had gone full classic, I don't blame him. Medium kick is also pretty solid, like being able to space people out. But other than that, like Luke, he's been built for Modern regardless, right? Like that whole mechanic was like kind of built around Luke, so he's not going to be missing out on too much. I still think he gets what he needs to get in regards to being able to outspace opponents, really apply pressure. I actually want to know more so if VX Bao is going to be able to handle something like Luke, because I feel like Luke in general have been kind of a pain in a lot of like the Asian country sides.
That's funny enough. Right? Yeah, exactly. Definitely Luke.
Pero bueno, aquí yo creo que Juninho va a jugar Luke, perdón.
Play him have a lot of success in the Asian regions though, right? So yeah, it's cool to see. We even saw that at the Chengdu major with one of the players like being very prominent with Luke as well, with the grand finalists. But in general, yeah, I want to see what he does against the Bison. I want to see if like a Bison kind of influences the control scheme that Juninho Ross picks, right? Like maybe he plays both now, and maybe he picks the Modern to have answers answers to like the slower startup stuff, like either Psycho Crush or even Stand Heavy Punch from Bison, right? Being like way up there, even like a reactable like for parry. But obviously with the modern, you'll be able to have a lot more options. But it is going to be classic with the Luke it's looking like, at least from our HUD, yeah.
Man, all right, you got me.
But he might, you know, he just might be that comfortable now where he's like, all right, I got the reactions are there. I'm used to seeing everything within the game, right? Because, of course, like when it comes to fighting games, that's a huge thing when it comes to reactions. The reactions get better because
los
you get used to
aplausos.
seeing stuff and get used to expecting certain things. So he might just be able to make up for those modern losses with his classic gameplay.
Yeah, so outside of like the mechanics of the controller scheme itself, right, one of the biggest things I do enjoy about Luke is his pressure, right? He gets the knockdown immediately into OP.
Bueno.
The biggest things that we highlight against Bison is his lack of defense outside of having bar. But if you play such an immaculate offense, you don't really need to worry about it. Up until this point, Luke is always going to have like some sort of contested point against any character. He has an OG uppercut, right? He has plus frames to get his offense started with crouching medium punch. And also, he's got the range to contest against a lot of the cast.
You can see the damage on DDT being so potent now that a crouched light kick for 2 bars. That was a good damage for Luke, right? So definitely efficient conversion from Juninho Ross. And right now, it's really led him to be quite in control up against VX Bao right now. Oh,
I never really thought about it that way, right? If you're going off of a light and you instead go for a drive rush, cancel, that is 3 bars for the type of damage that you might similarly get. That's a really good call.
Yeah, like that combo right there was pretty much the same damage he got off the crouch light into DDT starter.
Yeah, and it's not like you're sacrificing any type of OP. Like, you won't get the same type of like corner carry to it, but it's still like pretty significant off of that knockdown to get your turn started. Damn, son, what a conversion.
Oh my,
Bow!
the banana clip combos from VX Bao, okay.
Uh-oh, we got the perfect parry.
Okay.
Music.
Level 1.
The temple
No.
right there, put him down. He's got the mine on him as well. That perfect parry to blow everything up and save his drive meter. Huge for Juninho. Gets the spine buster for the lead as well. Try to slide Hezzy, but Bao's not biting.
Kind of tough to even try to anti-air from that angle. Forward throw, one more for an overhead perhaps. He's trying to jump his way in. It's throw again!
Qué buena.
Ross, 2 rounds straight against VX Bao.
Right, yeah, this is a huge look for a Team 2 game right now, right? After taking the first game, they have a chance to get a 20-point lead with Juninho Ross coming through, taking the first game. VX Bao got a whole lot of characters up his sleeve. And the Mai is here yet again. But he started with the Bison, man.
De nuevo, papi.
On this team have a Mai?
I think so.
Se bajó del Bugatti para meterse en el Lambo.
I don't think he's going to play it, but he probably does have a Mai.
Dude, so after that pick was highlighted and chosen for this matchup, Juninho Ross had a slight smile.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, these guys, they know how to fight them some Mai.
Yeah, and we talked about like the potential, right? This has been like a highlight of discussion for Japan specifically between like getting Luke out there for Mai. But right now, wake up level 1, push Mai, offer me, at least get yourself a lot of space outside this corner, contest against the fans temporarily. VX Bao, although a little bit on the deficit for the drive gauge, this conversion is going to be even bigger for Juninho Ross. I'll hold that point a little bit later, but damn, look at the damage output.
Muy buena. Qué buena.
And then you want to get loud, the bait out afterwards. Juninho Ross 1 round away.
Damn, we're just holding on to that one. That's pretty good. The suppressor in case you want to get loud.
You know this.
I'm glad you're here, man.
Thank you, bro. I'm glad to be here.
I'm genuinely so happy that you're here. Holy, that was good.
Level 1 already as well. The install here. VX Bao's got to bring himself back in, right? He's going to be able to burn Juninho Ross out and go immediately for the DI. Did not try to milk the bar whatsoever.
I'm a fan of that. You know, you still got some life to live. You get yourself full drive gauge instead of spending at level 1. I like this. You don't have to struggle as much. Forward throw. Drive rush on in there, perhaps. Background house, still trying to check. VX Bao out of the way, getting the punish counter, dump out the rest of it. Let me get that DP. Bars to VX Bao's name.
Not as easily, you can't as easily get away with whiffing that crouch medium punch on Luke as you once could, right?
Buen DP.
VX Bao, beautiful whip punish, keeping himself in this match.
Uy, qué buena, man. Level 3.
Legs real quick.
Way less than 3 minutes.
No.
3 bars on the side of both. Level 3.
Uy, qué buena, weón.
Classic, I swear to God.
I was saying, man, as you get used to stuff, you don't need those monitor reactions anymore. You make up for it. Oh, man. Oh, lets her jump out, but VX Bao was not taking a throw on landing. He could have because he empty jump, but the CA confirm off the fierce, sends it, and this is going to change the course of the round. Damn, that's a lot of
Maldición lo que quita, marisco.
For 1 fierce and a CA, jump, but yeah, it was a little bit too far. OD for the plus raise, and Juninho Ross takes down VX Bow 2-0. Telling you, man, these are players from Latin America,
Qué buena, man.
they are cooking when it comes to this my matchup. You saw it. We saw Mickey try to switch to it in the beginning up against Brian Job, shut it down. We saw VX Bow switch to it up against Juninho Ross, shut it down. What a start for 2 games.
The rookies of the league with a star.
Se viene Blast. Blast debe ser Blast Shanghai.
One of the veterans. And now it's going to be Blas coming up for the anchor spot.
Wow.
As if we expected anything less, right? But taking a look at the replay, the full control that Juninho had against both the Bison and the Mai. Take a look at that. You saw him just waiting it out against VX Bow, throwing in that standing light kick. Very risk averse and also really trying to play that counter poke game, but overall, his defensive decision making so sound. But who needs defense when you have such a smothering offense just like that?
Exactly right. You really, I think, highlighted it perfectly with the fact that Luke getting Oki off damn near every hit really allows him to smother Bison. So VX Bow switched the character with an invincible reversal, right? But we saw it get baited out. And just in general, what Mai wants to do, he nullified a lot of, right? I love that as well. Using the OD Sandblast in the corner, jab quickly afterwards. Just in general, making sure that he didn't give Mai a lot of gaps to play with, and then really nullifying that fan space. That's something we saw from both Brian and Juninho Ross. They never really played at that spot that Mai got to comfortably throw fans at. Just a really great job prioritizing where to be against a very potent character.
Buckle up for this next one, ladies and gentlemen. Another Mai coming your way, but it's in the hands of Xiao Hai.
So yeah, I was gonna say now it is time. We got a rematch from SFL World Championship already, right, with the top of the show with the Punk Meta match. Now we get a rematch of EWC Grand Finals.
Chile, esports, desarrollar hace 5 años de ustedes. Suerte a Jaime, suerte a Blas, a Street Fighter. Estamos aquí. Espero que un día voy Chile para visitar
Crazy how that's held up. Honestly, that came from the top of the dome.
I remember
But here we
that,
are
man.
now, man.
Ey, se viene un tremendo match.
Better, man. So let's talk a little bit about this, right? Blas obviously has been a phenom this season. Has gotten second place at Capcom Cup, got second place at EWC, has gotten multiple top 8s, has won tournaments. It's been an incredible showing from him so far, right? And on the other end, like, he's just everywhere. And on the other end, we got Xiao Hai, right? Xiao Hai picks his spots. He's a busy man. He's got a lot of things to do, right? He's a Street Fighter's not the only thing on his docket. So he's splitting his time here and there. He's a married man as well. He's got to be a loving husband, right? So there's so many things. But when this man comes out to play, he puts everybody in a bag. Packed them up, won EWC back-to-back years, the first ever EWC back-to-back champion. Like, it's going to be a clash of 2 players who are at the top of their game.
I was going to say, as a sidebar, there's nothing more loving coming home to your wife with a brand new trophy.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, that's pretty good. He'd be collecting the bag pretty significantly. I mean, Xiao Hai, again, although like he's had such a pristine record this year, he has never been a slouch in regards to every game that he's played throughout the years, right? He has been a staple in the FGC for not only his region, but also coming in to the United States a handful of times, actually more often than a lot of the players within the States themselves coming in for these top spots, coming in for these premier events. So it's, again, it's a very, really big contrast in regards to what we're seeing between like Blas and Xiao Hai in terms of travel, in terms of experience, but the results are still so damn close to each other.
Yeah, and it's like, it's funny how much these two actually do have in common, despite having like such a different age difference and obviously from opposite sides of the world and all that. But for those back in the day, when we first got introduced to Xiao Hai, he was of similar age to Blas,
That's
right?
facts. That's
he was
facts.
playing at a younger age even, and when he started getting into international competition and all this, he was a very similar age. He was a young prodigy himself. So it's so sick to see kind of this, like, maybe a rivalry start to blossom with like Xiao Hai against somebody that he used to be.
Yeah, it's funny enough, like all the young kids, they be stepping up to the OGs nowadays, and even back then, I'm just saying, it's been a thing.
You know, it's kind of been around this whole time.
Yeah, you know,
I gotta say, 100%.
There's a guy named Justin Wong that might know a story or two about doing that kind of like whoop-assing at a young age. But anyways, we are gearing up for our final match, the anchor matchup. Again, you guys want to take advantage of all the promo codes that are going to be happening all weekend long. ASUS-SFL, definitely a great one to kind of start things off with the ASUS, the official monitor of Street Fighter League. There's so much going on in the works, even with SteelSeries, right? The most winningest headset going on in the fighting game community. And also, I wouldn't be surprised in the entirety of esports at this point.
Blow up.
Esports definitely in the building. Corsair, we're going to show off their new leverless controller a little bit later as well. Beautiful stuff. You can see a graphic for it on the screen right now, but we got one in full effect that we're going to show off later. And of course, 10-0 in the building.
Right on.
Bringing the best FGC apparel known to man, including that Akuma Heaven shirt in gold now. Stop, bro. It was a crew neck, by the way. Let me fix my face.
Even the pin was all gold and
Ridiculous.
decked out. They're big fans of Akuma. You can see it, right? The beads on the right. That's coming soon, by the way. Not available just yet, but what is available is the entire armory that Brooks has been supplying for years now, by the way. Brook converters have been such a pivotal thing in regards to like a multitude of different events. Like, you never know what you're going to get. Like, I feel like sometimes, not even just within the CPT, but within like fighting game season in general, it's a box of chocolates. Right?
Yeah, 100%. They're always making sure they stay on the forefront of everything, of course. And by the way, there are tickets available right now to come watch in person for the SFL US, right? If you're in the Los Angeles area or are planning a visit, there's a
Tengo Los Ángeles ahorita.
Capcom Fighters Twitter to find out all the info about where you can get your tickets. And just come on down, man. Come through. We got so many days of this action as well, all live and in full effect as well. So it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful couple of weeks, because we obviously have the first 4 days from Thursday through Sunday, but we got a December stint and, of course, the finals in December as well. But it looks like we are ready to get this anchor duel going. Again, it's going to be Blaz, Shanghai, best of 5, and Blaz is bringing out the Sagat.
Right.
Let's go.
There was an
Sagat, papi, que ahorita Blaz tiene un 80 y tanto % de win rate con Sagat, Mari.
Right? One of the biggest things we were looking forward to is who Blaz is going to pick for Street Fighter League. This is an excellent first choice. At least so we think right now. Shanghai has been laying down the pressure. Back-to-back throws, already putting Blaz into the corner, and also trying to outspace Sagat is rather difficult. You see the big fella coming in with that crouching heavy punch, and look at the damage.
And that's one thing that Sagat opponents demand. Like, you have to be on point with your whiff punishes, because if you're not, his buttons will reach your whiff.
It's awful. In terms of like the terror he brings, awful. If you're piloting Sagat, you feel great.
Even there, he thought Shanghai was going to cancel that parry into a drive rush. Didn't give it to him, but he still found the burnout against Shanghai regardless. Oh, the Tiger Nexus harassment coming in hot and heavy. Oh, the super!
Oh. Estuvo buena la idea, weón. Estuvo buena la idea. Lo quería chipear, pero Shanghai se la adelantó.
What a time to spend that level 2. I mean, it was do or die, essentially.
It was.
The fact that he was
Uy, qué buena, weón.
already, because he's like, if this hits, I'm killing you. That was a great assessment from Shanghai.
I wonder how it would have played out up against the level 1. Maybe Blaz was like, okay, the level 1 won't be that bad, but not taking into consideration the level 2. But right now, the level 3 just came out from Blaz. Huge damage here and corner control.
55%, excuse me. With Blaz now in control with his corner. Throw does get technical. So in the range that I feel like Sagat has a little bit more advantage of outside of the fireball.
Oh, the big heavy DP right there. Long startup. Slightly miscalculated from Blaz.
Power's touching the west side. Shanghai applying the pressure. BD overhead does get perfect. Parried. Forward step kick. Back to back. Tony Jaa, eat your heart out. Let me get that level 1 if need be. You already know it. Is it going to be enough?
Buena.
Right, it is. That is the king.
Mine's got beyond CT. I don't know what the next step is, but after that combo, that is a beyond concussion protocol, bro.
Damn, son. And she's back for a 3rd round.
Ooh. Yeah, and again, a huge jump in as well. It's been where Shanghai has found some big open up so far. Whether it be baiting out the heavy DP, but Blaz now baiting out some whips. He's done that a couple of times himself. Nice challenge.
Had to do it in between, right? Didn't want to fall susceptible to any of the follow-ups afterwards. If you get caught standing and the roundhouse version comes out, you're still going to have a tough time with Sagat taking his turn. So at this moment, Blaz, he is at critical. He only has 2 bars to his name.
Está buscando mucho el agarre.
One more throw if he can land it. He has 3 left in the chamber for some of these fans.
Yeah, Shanghai's doing a good job of being a little bit more active now. He's not just staying timid. Challenges after that, knowing that it wasn't a plus frame Tiger D. Nice recognition from Shanghai.
Bro, his demeanor, he's like, it's just another game, bro. Like, you have to adjust to what I'm bringing to the table, man.
Yeah.
I love his demeanor, bro.
Yeah, it translates to in-game as well. Like, Shanghai was willing to press buttons in dangerous situations, and he definitely didn't let Blaz just bully him, right? Sagat bully game is some of the best in Street Fighter 6. So you can't just sit there and get manhandled by this dude.
And you saw it too, Tiger Knee being able to close that space and also being at the right ranges to get plus frames. You see the screen shake, it's his turn again, and it's so dangerous having to block a standing medium punch, being +2. There's so many follow-ups that he could frame trap you with.
That's why Xiaohai, he's really trying to fight out of this corner.
Uy, qué buena.
Ran into the crouch strong with a buffer behind it.
Eso.
Beats out the ODDP blast. Off to the races now.
Oh, damn. I love that addition to the HP Tiger.
Yeah, so clean right there. Xiaohai finds his gap though. Taking his drive gauge in the process with some clutch parries. Backdash gets chased down, and the level 1 is one to put him in burnout. Huge pursuit from Xiaohai. Oh!
Buena, weón, buena, buena.
That chunk that the DP does, bro. Violent.
Off of lights as well.
Yeah.
Ain't no better way though. I think that's exactly what Sagat's design is intended to be like, right? Making sure any sort of opening hurts. He's not gonna be like the fireball monster that we know him for. No, he's sort of utilizing his own build as a Muay Thai user, right?
Precisely, bro. You can't throw no tiger shots in Muay Thai. I'm out here doing it for real now.
Throws a real tiger.
Uy, lo quiere burnear.
I like that idea.
Lo quiere burnear.
Blaz right here, though. Found a good idea of his own. Spin that level 3, put him really low on the drive meter. That's not going to matter to him. Yeah, beautiful timing on that as well. Not worried about running into anything. And right before he could get any meter, Blaz. What calculations from the young man, bro.
To the sternum.
Muy good.
He did standing roundhouse. Normally that's a 2-hitter.
Vamos.
First hit right into the drive impact to ensure that it connects.
Yeah.
That is genius. I don't know if any other normal would have been like enough of a gap, like if there's maybe to kind of like press a button or not even press a button, like throw or anything like that. So roundhouse being just enough and also not build that meter, that single bar from Xiaohai, that was genius.
Exactly. Like, he literally had put him as close as possible to getting 1 bar without actually giving him the bar. Man, yeah, the media stuff from Xiaohai right there. We got the corner scenario.
Overhead, doesn't get checked this time. Not too big of a conversion, but still the positioning is way more important than the damage dealt from that single instance. Xiaohai covering the escape. Doesn't matter if he comes back up. OD uppercut.
Oh, and then actually using the roundhouse, that definitely blew up Blaz's traditional delayed defensive timing off a drive rush cancel, right? A lot of players usually have a timing that they'll press something against a drive rush cancel, but you just gotta find out how to exploit it.
No.
Parry on the way in. This is gonna be just for the install, right? The damage not gonna be like too subsequential or at least too bad for Blaz, but I'd much rather have like this fully stocked up Mai to bully with the fans first and move your way in. What a punish.
Yeah, I like the fact that Xiaohai really prioritized getting these flame fans early. You need it up against Sagat, or else, yeah, you really can't just measure up to his projectile game. But obviously with the fan, she is going to be superior.
Final stock, being able to hold on to it. The punish counter was there, at least for the follow-up against Blaz's button, but not going to be anything too crazy in terms of like the damage output because Xiaohai was just out of range. And now we got, what was that, the low step kick?
Yeah.
Reload again.
Well, that's huge for Xiaohai. He's going to have throw option as well. Here, try to slide Hezi, but Blaz has been so disciplined, and he cannot find this jump out, though. I love the way Xiaohai has been locking down this corner until now.
The back throw. You can't do the option select against a crouching heavy punch cancel. That's critical on territory.
Uy, qué buena. Creo que lo va a matar, marico.
What an excellent choice.
She's dead? No
She's hella dead.
Necessary?
She's hella dead, brother.
Yo, the damage output on Sagat. He did not need any drive rush extension. No OD move, no nothing. It still killed her from like 50%.
What a beast.
That boy's the king.
That guy's a unit. That guy's definitely a street fighting unit.
Uy, qué buena.
Built like a fridge.
Pretty much. Tool industrial size.
Oh, doesn't get caught that time, right? Nice little discipline from Blaz to switch up his fuzzy timings.
Damn, built like a fridge. They got plenty of those in what is it, World Tour mode?
Yeah,
those guys are devious, by the way. They got Roombas in those fridges. Anyways.
Cool. The rogue Roombas, bro.
Dude, those guys killed the crap on me in the World Tour.
Okay, okay.
Good job using the frame kill with the Tiger D as well.
Oh, too far.
X's, yeah, just outside the range.
Let's see, Xiaohai. Oh, you got whip punished off of that? That is a real lengthy fella. Crouching medium punch?
Bro, this man Blaz knows all the routes with Sagat. That's another
Uy, buena.
combo. This time via the level 2.
Buena, buena, buena.
2-1 lead in the set.
Damn.
He's like, damn, it's first to 3. Indeed, it is first to 3 for the anchor matches.
He's like, I thought we got that already.
Yeah, he was definitely ready.
That's a sign of a rookie right there. I love that for him. He's like, yo, is it 3 out of 5? Are you sure?
That was good stuff from Janino Ross right there.
That was pretty sick.
Oh, but
Brian,
now
I have no equal.
it is indeed.
Janino's like, man, these kids, dude. Like,
and then we heard some character selects, but Xiaohai is gonna stick with the Mai here. Oh man, can Blas do it? He sealed this last match here.
what a significant change-up from what we've seen them duke it out on the EWC main stage up until this point. Where the counter pick into God has just been so.
Bang.
I don't even know if it's like a true counter pick, to be honest with you. It's just more so like a different choice from Blas.
100%. I think he's got merits in the matchup, but yeah, I couldn't give you a hard number. That is for sure. Right now, though, that crowd's strong. All the numbers glad to see it.
Qué lindo combo. Ay, Dios mío.
Oh, again, not canceling the drive rush, right? A lot of players have opted to just let go of the parry rather than canceling the drive rush.
Damn, I like that!
Buena, buena, buena.
Out of the fan and also right into the side of Mai. You know, now that I think about it, that last instance that we saw Blas actually use his drive rush cancel, there's a lot of normals, or there's a decent amount of normals that Sagan has. It's like the head
Buena.
and also crouching medium kick is a great one to kind of close the gap with. It's kind of tough to contest whether or not like Sagat is actually option selectable against his drive rush cancel.
True. Yeah, 100%. And it's just that's one of the strengths of playing a newer character like Blas is doing right now. Xiaohai though.
Level 1, lo va a bornear.
Extension. Now we got level 1. Fans are there.
Ah, segundo nivel.
Willing to spin into it's hard to burn himself out.
Ooh, great block on the overhead. Still susceptible to a lot of chip damage incoming perhaps, but no, it's going to be the drive rush straight up. Xiaohai still has an install to him, by the way. Is he going to double up? Yes, he is.
I like it.
I like that.
Yeah, prioritizing the win condition, right? You need those Firestock flames.
Excellent block yet again. The overhead's not going to find its mark just yet. Yo, this is critical territory for Blas. He has critical art on deck. A single hit will do it. He's still got 3 bars. The jump in against Xiaohai. He dashed up right into the elbow. Bang!
Buena.
Yeah, Blas, you can see
Buena.
he's like, I know my damage. 3-1. 3 miles up, 3 miles down. Incredible performance from 2Game. And I'm telling y'all, we highlighted it at the top of this set. As soon as we saw the first
Buenísima,
line,
Mari.
he said these Latin American countries, these South American countries, they got something cooking against this character. And you can see they didn't drop a game to her.
That's wild. Janino Ross got up. He's like, come on, bring it in.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Come on now. This is a team effort. Bring it in now. Blas, exceptional performance. Ridiculous growth in regards to his characters. This guy has it all, and even the people in the stand, even the teams in the stands are like, damn, dude, this guy came to bring it all. The whole team came to bring it all. Our first official shutout of Street Fighter League this season, 40-0.
Qué buena pelea, papi.
Hands of 2G?
In the hands of 2G. They're the first 40 bomb of SFL US. You gotta love it, man. Coming through with so many of the rookies, as you mentioned, right? Shaka's never been a part of it either, right? It's like a whole team of debuts here for Street Fighter League. Amazing stuff. Obviously, we didn't get to see Shaka this time, but Blas, Brian Job, and Juninho Ross, what a way to hold it down and let everybody know there's a whole new threat in Street Fighter League US.
Man, I can't wait to see the rebuttal, right? Again, this is double round robin. Both teams are going to have to face off against each other eventually in the future in December. But I gotta say, what a showing.
Qué buena pelea. Ahora, ¿cuál será el team que se viene? Quiero ver a Cryme también.
The way that he approached the matchup, right? His spacing phenomenal.
Black Esports por sus 5 años. Realmente aquí un excelente trabajo. Han creado un buen desarrollado. Que han sorprendido con una felicidad especial por su trabajo. Y han tenido problemas.
I don't know how much that's going to help Kwaisho because they all played Mai against 3 different players and all lost. So this is definitely going to be back to the drawing board and have to come up with some fundamental different game plans because it was a DJ, a Luke, and a Sagan. All 3 different players were able to vanquish that Mai across the 3 different players from Kwaisho. That is a wild way to get this game cracking.
We gotta send Jen up there, baby.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, for real.
if they get a home side advantage, which they will in their next come around, Jen's gotta be the difference maker.
Yeah, absolutely right. You gotta imagine. Man, oh man, I love Jen. They're one of my favorite players out here, so hopefully
Favorite
we do
people
get to see
too.
him. Yeah, legitimately, just like a really cool dude. So hopefully we get to see him next round, next match from Kwai Show Gaming. But man, what a statement, right? 2 games to come in here like this. 4 debut players, 3 of them playing, all getting W's. The first 40 Bob, not only a statement for themselves, for everybody else to take note of, but that's got to be a huge confidence booster, right?
Oh, absolutely, right? Like, it's one of those things that's just so many uncertainties when it comes to being in a team format, right?
Yeah.
They all represent themselves individually. So this is going to be, like, everything they need to study up on and also kind of, like, go with going forward for the rest of the season. So we do have 2G standing by with Rob. Let's get a word from our big 40 ballers.
And just like that, 2-game in their inaugural Street Fighter League match, in their debut.
Ha comenzado la propaganda de nerfeo de Saiyan.
I'm joined here with the victors, starting with my dog, Junio Ross. Ross style, looking very effective in that first match against Biggs Bow. Take us through it.
Oh, yeah. I use the Rust time. No, we studied our opponents because we were the home team. So everybody studied very hard, each one of the opponents. So we knew somehow what to do, yeah.
You know, some people probably would have considered you guys maybe the underdog going up against a team like KSG. Were you aware of that, and did you look at yourselves like the underdogs?
This is just the beginning for South America. We came to stay, and I have to thank you everybody because everybody that is involved in this for us to be here. So 2-game, Capcom itself, and there's a man behind everything. It's called Joe. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe.
Okay.
I know you're hearing.
Shout out, Joe. Okay, now I gotta ask you. I actually need you to translate for my brother Blas. Blas, you just had the EWC Grand Finals run back up against Xiaoha. This time you go with the Sagat. Did you learn something from your EWC match, and why did you pick Sagat?
¿Entendió?
Give him the mic too for that part. Yeah.
Pues sí, en la WCA cometí muchos errores que ahora no cometo. Por ejemplo, antes hacía mucho backdash o no hacía algunos golpes y con Sagat. Y ahora que sé más del matchup, lo puedo hacer mejor. Y elegí a Sagat porque tiene mejores normales, tiene mejor neutro, tiene más daño. Y pienso que es un mejor matchup que Ryu también. Y ahora que sé mejor el matchup, no creo que me vuelva a ganar con Yomei.
Now he's not doing the same mistakes that he did before, like backdashing, and he knows now what he's doing right now, and he thinks Sagat is better than Ryu, maybe other characters, much better. Yes, because he had better neutral, better fireballs. Yeah, he's saying good things about Sagat, yes.
Whoa, hold on. Everybody on Twitter up here complaining about Ryu this whole time, up playing Ryu.
No, pero no tradujo bien, no tradujo bien.
Sagat player, be quiet.
Versus Mai.
Zafrino, Jibbo, all of y'all. I got trash to talk after this. But I cannot get out of this without talking to Brian as well. This is your first ever match here at Street Fighter League, and you go ahead and take down Mickey. So I just got to ask, how was your first match?
Eu tava bem nervoso por estrear essa participação da 2Game na Street Fighter League. Porém, a gente estudou bastante os oponentes. A América do Sul tem menos experiência em campeonato internacional, porém a gente tem um grande volume de jogadores. A gente conhece os personagens, porém não conhece os estilos. E para se preparar para os estilos, a gente viu bastante partidas dos nossos oponentes. E foi essencial para ter uma boa estreia aí na competição.
He was a little nervous because maybe the first time playing on Street Fighter League, but everything went well because again, he said we did a very hard study from our opponents, and he said that in South America we have many players. However, there are not many styles, so it's hard sometimes for us to adapt to these new styles because maybe our region we don't have those styles. It's far away. We cannot play online. Maybe with North America, but the other regions, Central America. But he said that we studied very much the opponents, and that gave us some edge.
Okay, and that edge clearly was felt by their opponents. Just like that, 2-game, 40-0 to 40 ball up against KSG, and we're about to see just how far they can take it. Let's go ahead and send things over to our commentators.
We told y'all, man. We told y'all at the top of that set that LATM is cooking against Mai. If you look at the results of that region, the Mai's are getting drowned by everybody else. And you can see it full effect right there. It's not just, oh, their players aren't up to par with Mai. Nah, that region is extremely strong. The players of Mai in that region, extremely strong. But they have prepared these guys here at SFL for the rest of the world's Mai's as well.
I mean, they're not only like churning the pot right now in terms of like the competition, they're doing so on socials. My man said, yo, Sagat was the choice for me. He thinks he's a little bit better than Ryu right now. Granted, it's within the context of the matches. But dude, the fact that Rob called out the other two, that was unnecessary roughness. Come on, Rob, I'll have to take you 15 yards out back. That's actually kind of rough. You know, I'm a big fan of Zaffarino.
Tiro para Zaffarino.
Considered, who would have thought the new cats on the block scoring a 40 bomber? 40 bomber. That is so uncommon in the likes of Street Fighter League. Even in the first day, couldn't ask for anything better.
And look at that, right? You heard some of the players talk about, right? They might underestimate us because we don't get to play with the rest of the world, yada, yada, like that. That's just a testament to get your butts on the game and get your fingers off the keyboard. That's all I'm trying to say right now. But, of course, we got plenty of stuff here to put your fingers on when it comes to the gaming side of things, right? Like, of course, Bow right there, Steel Series in the building, always bringing the best headsets in the business. You know what it is. Pro players have won more prize money using Steel Series gear than any other brand, and they are the most winning brand. And yes, Vicious, not just FGC history, but esports history.
That's wild, dude. Absolutely wild. You know, we've had a lot of support going through the years of SFL, but none like this one. The Nova Blade Pro, the official controller of SFL Pro US. Be sure to check them out. The official leverless controller for this season. Again, you can sharpen your reaction times with the Nova Blade Pro and rapid trigger technology. In fact, we do have that in our midst at the moment. We are actually going to be able to check this out. If you guys switch over to what we got going on right now, what's really kind of sick, you can hear that bad boy, right? Like,
yeah.
Oh, that sounds mad nice.
I was gonna say, we're about to end the stream and put on a 2-hour ASMR loop of the Corsair
we could,
leverless.
We could, right? I mean, like, in terms of like the flashy design, I like that. I enjoy that a lot, right?
I'm
we have like the
big
RGB
guy here.
being able to like have that from the button, so you know it's like activated too. But like, I feel like there's a really good like sensitivity point, like, or at least a point of activation that feels really great on it. But also, there's so much utility to this bad boy. I was actually quite surprised. I had no idea there's like extra buttons for the utility. You know what's phenomenal? You have like the shortcut settings. You want to go like record, playback,
macros on the side,
playback, whatever, right? You have like reset matches or even like reset your positioning. Pretty godlike, I gotta say.
I like
really
that
want to check this out. Can I have this?
Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna get Vicious on the horn with some Corsair representatives. See if we can get them hooked up. In the meantime, we're gonna take a quick break. Don't go anywhere because we'll be right back with more Street Fighter League.
4 minutos de break, entonces. A ver.
gives you wings.
Ya, 2 minuticos más, 2 minuticos más. Un minuto, coño. Bueno, papi, ya hablas dio ahí cómo pelearle a Mike con Sagat, marico. Una huevona de pela le dio Shanghai, marico. Chicos, vamos a aprender un ratico en TikTok, a ver.
Right back into it, we got game number 3 between Shopify Rebellions and Falcons Gaming. My name is Vicious here with Ringe to bring back the very third match for the season after what was a kind of a big blowout. A very surprising blowout at that.
Wild, 100%. And just to clarify, also from that Blas interview, I got some word from some of the Spanish-speaking homies that the Sagat thing about being better than Ryu, I think was specifically for the My matchup.
That's why I said within the context.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
make
Within the context of the match, not just in general. Just want to make sure everybody before.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
They start getting out of hand. I know how quickly things can blow up via the discourse. But yeah, incredible performance by the entirety of the team, not just Blas, right? But yeah, man, we're going to be moving on to look at 2 more teams, I believe, and before we get any of our run.
¿Cómo que no tengo?
Rebellion versus Falcons. Ooh-wee, with Falcons being the away squad, right? So they're the ones that are going to be setting up the order that's going to be locked in, while Shopify Rebellion has the privilege of choosing which player they want to set up for the matchup.
Yeah, a little bit of a change-up in regards to the Shopify Rebellion group, if I'm not mistaken, with the addition of Shine, right? We've mentioned that a little bit earlier at the top of the show, but it's going to be NuckleDo, Dual Kevin, Shine, and Just a Kid. Whereas on the side of Falcons, it's NL, DCQ, Xian, and Oil King. Former champions, by the way. Don't forget that.
Yeah. Do not forget that these guys have
No ha probado solicitar de nuevo.
the Street Fighter League US, and they're going to attempt to do it again Let's see if we can get that order as well. I want to see what exactly Falcons is going to be bringing to the table here. And in terms of the order, DCQ, Mr. Easy Cake himself, going to be starting things off with the M. Bison. Always like DCQ because he can have a real aggressive side of him, so him being the point for the team, I'm a huge fan of. Backed by Shien in the DJ position, while NL, the Capcom Cup qualified participant, in the anchor position with the Oil King Terry there for the tiebreaker if necessary.
Damn, what a picture coming in from Oil King. My man's like, shh. I'm going to be the extra man. I don't want to hear none of this. But funny enough, we've had like championship caliber teams before. I mean, obviously this one being one of them. Really trying to reacclimate themselves within the meta in terms of like their character choices and also how they've played in the CPT. But we have someone who's also been involved in that meta throughout the entirety of the world and has always been in a very big spotlight for a very long time from a very young age. Surprise, surprise. We have NuckleDew actually standing by with an interview with Rob TV representing himself in Shopify Rebellion.
Every season of Street Fighter League, you always seem to have at least one of your homies, like your real life friends, on your squad. Why is that the case? I know with me it was because I was there to carry you.
Nah, I think it's pretty important to have team synergy because, you know, every year we try to have the most broken team and sometimes the language barrier does really come into play. So this year we got all Americans and we're all friends. So it's just, I'm curious how it's going to play out, but it worked pretty well for FlyQuest, you know. I
don't like how soft you hold the mic.
What you mean?
Like, you don't hold the mic like a grown man. You know what I'm saying? I can see your play style.
I can make it worse. Come on, let's go. Hurry up. Get this interview going.
So, this year's Team Shopify, y'all actually just now went over to Japan.
Con las crocs.
What was that trip about? Well, why did you go over to Japan?
Yeah, we just want to do something different. Just boot camp in Japan and get practice that we can't get in America. So, like, we don't have a lot of JP players here. We don't have a lot of Elena players. So we just went over there, got the practice we could get, and to our surprise, like a lot of us did really good versus like the top Japanese players. So it's a really good confidence boost, and I feel like we're coming in at the best shape that we possibly can. You know?
So you switched up your roster a decent amount this season. What went into that? How did you go about scouting your players?
Well, Dual Kevin's a staple. You know, Shine, I teamed up with him
What Kevin?
a different game, Street Fighter 5, twice or 3 times actually, and it was with you as well. So you already know how strong Shine is, and Jack, you know, he's like a wild card. He could beat anyone on any given day, but he could also lose to anybody any given day too. So
look, you the realest guy. Okay, and last thing, when it comes to you personally, I feel like we've recently seen you, I don't know, maybe take the ankle weights off. It seems like you're playing your best Street Fighter 6. What goes into that, and how confident are you personally going into Street Fighter League?
I'm pretty confident. I would say the biggest motivator is probably my wife. Like, every time I take a L, she's always like encouraging me, keeping me in check, telling me if I really trained hard enough. I'll be like, yeah, maybe I didn't, you know. So yeah, I will say she's a big reason why I'm doing so good.
All right, NuckleDew Dang, Capcom Cup champion, back at Street Fighter League with Shopify Rebellion, trying to throw down and see if they can win their first Street Fighter League US championship. Let's go ahead and send things over to our commentators.
Shouts to Wifey Dude, bro. I'm keeping the man Wifey Dude. Keeping him in check. That's what I like to see. I also like to see the idea to boot camp in Japan, right? Fighting games being mostly a solo venture, you don't get to see as much boot camping as you do in like other team esports, right? So I really like the idea of going out to Japan, checking it all out, right? Of course. But I believe we also have another interview ready with their opponents, and let's go to Rob and Oil King.
We've seen you do it all on Street Fighter League.
Oil King.
You and your entire team. You've won a Street Fighter League US championship before. Is this the year where you do it again and actually take the world championship?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, we will. We won. We won it. We're hungry. We will buy it.
Oh, you hungry?
We will try our best to win this season.
Okay, and where's that hunger coming from? You know, at this point, all of you have a whole lot of accolades. Why are you so hungry this year?
In last season, Street Fighter League US in playoff we got third place. Of course, third place is not close enough, but I think it's pretty close. So this year we will come back.
Okay, and when you say you come back, I mean literally you keep bringing the exact same team back every season of Street Fighter League. Why is that?
Okay, usually the different season in the team will like try to change your teammate, try to upgrade, change something. But just like you say, we won before. We believe each other. We believe we can do it again. So that's why. And we are really brother, you know?
Really brothers. Okay, and brotherhood, definitely one of the most underrated aspects when it comes to winning in Street Fighter League. Now, looking at these other teams, who do you think is your biggest challenge on paper? Which team is the hardest for you guys to beat?
Okay, to be honest, okay, this season have a big change, right? Before we are always like 16. This season will be 17. And you can see every team, the member, right? It's really hard to say. I will say this season will, no matter for us, for the viewer, will be very exciting because every team is very strong. You know, you see the bracket. You see, okay, like today have a 5 match, right?
Yeah.
So hard to say which team can win. Every team have chance to get 0 point. Every team have a chance to get 40 point. So it's hard to say.
Very stacked from top to bottom. I agree with that analysis, and that is why this is likely to be the best season of Street Fighter League US to date. We're going to see exactly what goes down with Oil King and the rest of the gang. Let's send things over to our commentators.
We got ourselves a order with DCQ, Shannon, NL. It's going to be Shine coming to plate first with that Kimberly representing Shopify Rebellion. Now, I got to say, it holds a lot of truth in regards to the order that they've picked, the players that they've picked season after season being consistently, right? Or being consistent, excuse me.
DCQ.
So I'm not too surprised. I'm actually, I forget that they got 3rd place in last season. They were there in that finals, in the live finals over at Capcom HQ. So if any team can find themselves in that playoff position again and possibly take it, it's this team. These guys have a championship under their belt. And it's no surprise to see these guys still shaping themselves to be highly competitive. We saw them over at the Chengdu final. I think all of them were in attendance for that exact major as well. The only thing I will say, although there isn't really like any sort of upgrade to consider because they're all very strong players, I will say it's kind of a downgrade to not see him in shorts anymore.
I know, man. Oil King, what happened, bro? New era. Bring back the old. But it's okay. We'll hopefully get to see him flex his skills in-game in the tiebreaker match. But right now, they're setting Shine up to deal with DCQ, which I think makes sense. A lot of their other characters have prominent projectile-based games, and obviously Bison's got good anti-projectile tools. Shine on the other end. Kim, I mean, you ain't going to do anything to those cans when they on top of you, so like the idea.
Yeah, so we'll see if that mix ever actually comes into play. Right now, DCQ has actually set the pace quite well. Up until this point, we see medium kick as the counter hit, an excellent tool to both counter poke and also initiate. This is going to be a little bit tough to manage. I feel like closing the gap. DCQ's been rather active, and just like that, as soon as I said it, the curse comes in.
There was a little weird jump that like DCQ just ended up getting hit afterwards in front. Maybe you thought it was a bit ambiguous. But either way, we are fighting tooth and nail in this round so far. Nobody's got anything significant. DCQ, got caught for a second there, and Shine's immediately going to take that scramble for the corner.
Oh,
Uy.
damn, son. We do get the
Ahí lo podía matar ahí.
version as well. DCQ just one more touch away outside of the throw. What's going to be? It is going to be the throw yet again. Drive rush forward. No real attempt at trying to get out of that one.
Being prepared to do scissor kick after the run follow-up was so smart from DCQ, right?
Oh, wow.
Whip punishing the stand medium kick. That scissor kick counter hit the stand medium kick last time, so DCQ's doing a real good job kind of game planning around the Kimberly so far.
Trying to get a parry attempt. And I'm glad they went for a longer startup button, right? With the back roundhouse, the continuous pressure. DCQ, that was a good call, but right now, okay! Nullifying both cans! Kim is completely dried up, at least in regards to like the mix of potential now, but the overhead instead, she's like, you know what, I'm not gonna rely on the paint.
Indeed. Shine gonna be able to get himself a little bit back into this match. Level 3 install.
DCQ tiene 3 barras.
Applying the pressure, even a run stop in his face right now.
Logra hacer una entrada.
Tip of the low, catching him off guard. Azuna drop. Gonna put DCQ low and
bueno.
What a routing from Sean.
Just enough damage in the Tatsu towards the very end of it. Sit him back down. Fierce as the opener for DCQ yet again. Forward throw. Shine. He's gonna be stuck in this corner temporarily. Trying to move out of the way. After that back roundhouse, that medium punch was such a good choice to catch any sort of delay or any movement, really. The bomb! Help me out! Bam!
Love that from DCQ, right? Not going with the anti-air, just letting the mind do the heavy lifting, getting out of the subsequent follow-up to the jump-in. Oh, drive reversal baited and punished.
Bueno.
Perfect for DCQ to put an exclamation point on game 1.
My man is swagging out. You know, lately he's been actually rocking a lot of these button-up dress shirts, and I'm quite the fan.
I like it.
He's not even trying to
El coach.
He's just trying to like be here for
Cocheo, el cocheo.
mostly. But I mean, good recognition overall.
Háblame, Virigo, ¿cómo está ahí?
And he knows what the timer is going to be like. He's like, you know what?
Bien, bien, ahí vimos a Blas. Se ganó. Ganó su equipo. Su game. Contra el de Shanghai.
I want to say like off of back round.
Y ahora está jugando el equipo. Está jugando Falcons, pero no entiendo. Kraime no va a jugar.
That being like a 5-frame normal afterwards is a pretty decent tool to kind of keep your opponent locked down. But outside of that, I think his amount of control, like him picking the right spaces to anticipate Kim's potential trajectory is really important. Whether she goes for a full jump, whether she goes for...
Preguntando a Ivan porque Kraime está...
You notice DCQ would throw out a light as soon as she lands, just in case to be prepared for whatever it is that Kim decides to throw out. Like longer range... Like
porque ahí atrás vi a Kraime.
Yeah, absolutely. Doing a lot to not let Shine get started, right? I love the fact that he hasn't really been messing with a lot of Shine's jump ins because of that elbow drop threat. Right now, though,
Preguntando.
Elbow on the ground as an anti-air as well. Wow, that stand medium kick at the edge of the foot.
The drive reversal going to be absorbed with that parry. Excellent decision making from DCQ. It pushes her so far away that he's allowed to pretty much gain his drive gauge back and not really be feeling the repercussions of letting out that drive reversal, right? Counter hit.
Yeah, again, that was the same thing we saw in game 1 as well. Shine keeps trying to press buttons after the run follow-up, and the scissor kick just beats whatever Kimberly tries. DCQ double drive rush. He's on set point. Just
Sí, bueno, según en el grupo de WhatsApp de acá de Chile en donde estoy, sí va a jugar.
There hasn't really been any big deterrence coming in from Kim to stop Bison from moving on in.
Yo vi el de Blas, el carajito es un robot, sí, papi. Ese es un androide.
It was all part of the plan to get Shine to press the button. With punish was just a little bit too late, but we do see the counter hit this time. Oh yeah, let it fly.
Que véngase.
Obviously, we've talked about it, right? One of Bison's big weaknesses is his lack of reversals. So if Shine can start running him over, this is where he needs to be. Oh no, biting though, such disciplined defense from DCQ.
Just uses the movement back into the other side. Shine applying the mixes off of the anti-air. Punish counter, nothing too big out of it, possibly out of range for either medium punch or medium kick, sorry, or fierce. Just enough though for that conversion. He actually had plenty in the tank to convert off of. Either way,
El bicho no dudó.
The quick little neutral jump and then stay medium kick again.
Mañana lo termino de ver, ya que por aquí es la... Ah, son la 1 ya, ¿verdad? Dale, pues, papi, dale, dale. Bueno.
So scary too. You see DCQ kind of like walk up in that space and he immediately backs off.
Yeah.
It's like I don't even want to try to press the button. Knocks him down with a jump. Fierce. The air-to-air does connect, and now the pressure.
Ay.
The bait coming in from the throw as well. Knock him back down with the Azul.
Baiteadish.
We get the can set up.
Oh, and again, this time the jabs from Shine as DCQ lands, and again just going all the way through, taking the game.
Bueno,
up the set. A little bit of a heartbreaker for DCQ because this all started with a head stop that didn't come out, right? He actually got like a rising jump light or whatever it was.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and I have to assume that was supposed to be a head stop. So I was unfortunate for him, but it happens in fighting games. One wrong move, you can get smothered, snowballed on, especially against a character like Kimberly.
And we see Dual Kevin immediately hop off the bench to lay down some words of wisdom against, or at least for Shine against DCQ.
Yeah, because we've seen that a couple of times with like Shine doing the run follow-up, like the natural follow-up that frame traps off the fierce. But as soon as he lands, he tries to press that medium kick, and DCQ's just been scissor kicking as soon as he's done blocking, and it's counter hit the stand medium kick multiple times. So
right,
yeah, I wonder if Dual Kevin's highlighting that for him a little bit. But at the end of the day, that wasn't something that caused Shine to be at a deficit enough to lose the set outright. Right? It's 1-1, so maybe he can do some type of adjustment right there. I don't know if like neutral jumping in time will be enough to dodge the scissor kick.
Sure.
That would probably still get clipped. Yeah,
I think so. I think it would still get clipped. Like you've noticed, it's reversal timing every time from DCQ. I'm thinking maybe potentially there could be like a parry, perhaps, right? Like a tap parry. Maybe that'll be in consideration going forward. We'll find out. The tick throw right off the bat. DCQ rather aggressive as he should be. Back to back. The Taibo flex, and now the target combo overhead.
Psycho Crusher.
Starting to smother Shine now as well. Oh,
what in the hell?
He had a plan for the elbow drop. The crouch medium blows him up, returns the favor for a person.
Wow. You don't get to see that many normals contest against an elbow drop like that. Mostly gets cleaned up majority of the time. That is crazy that they actually got a quadruple bomb kind of thing, or like a quadruple swipe, excuse me.
What in the world, man? And now the bomb going off again here. One more. Oh man, even try to bait out a reversal right there. Quick little drive reversal, speaking of which.
I like him doing that against the scissor kicks as well. Being able to lock down or at least get away from that bomb. Double drop coming in. There was a counter hit. ECQ beating Shine to the punch because of that angle that he came down on with an elbow. No way, dude.
Oh, man.
Double perfect.
Another one. Our second double perfect of the day, bro. Incredible stuff right there as DCQ clutches it out. And yeah, man, really, that was a get to the first hit and never let your opponent play again. Incredible, overwhelming offense that time from DCQ. I like the fact that Bison lacks some defense, but so does Kimberly, right? Obviously, only reversals with supers and whatnot. She can get smothered just as easily, and that's exactly what we saw.
Damn, son. DCQ always making a fashion statement and also a big Street Fighter statement. Being able to rock it out with Bison, also having the backup JP if need be. But I love them setting out the big guns first. I think his overall presence on offense is just much more difficult to kind of catch up with. He could throw out the typical stuff in regards to what you could expect from Bison to initiate his offense off of like +1 from the back roundhouse, but as of the follow-up, it's so ambiguous, right? There are moments where he does double back roundhouse. Sometimes he'll back away, sometimes he'll throw you, right? Like that ambiguity leads to decisions like these. Shine opting to go for that drive reversal and getting severely punished after that, right? Like even taking to the skies, we saw that elbow drop get severely punished in a way that we're not used to, that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, and such unique like a usage of different tools from Bison as well, like with the Stand Fierce, right? We never really see Bisons with Stand Fierce like that because it's such a long-range normal. Usually it's pretty easy to get into that spot to make the opponent block, but he was intentionally doing it from so far away that it was whiffing, and it caught Shine a couple of times. Yeah, this was a ridiculous combo,
Did you see
bro.
that? That is insane. The bomb activates, then he gets to reapply. This guy's a CS player.
That was so clean, man. Then DCQ, he just reacted on the whip on jab right there. Of course, the whiff lights, to react to them, you're never really going to punch them outright, but you will beat your opponent to the next option more times than not. And he just caught Shine trying to walk away after his whiff jab. So great stuff from DCQ right there to put the first 10 points on the board for Falcons.
Now we got Sien coming up to the plate with that DJ right off of the Falcons bench. But Shopify Rebellion, who are they going to send up? Like we have Dual Kevin as a possibility coming up. We have Just a Kid and Knuckle Dew up left.
Against the DJ, we are getting the Dew. Knuckle Dew is coming through. Captain decides to take on Xian. Probably the most familiar with DJ because he plays the character a lot himself. So maybe just that's what they feel most confident in. Dual Kevin as well as Jack, maybe not as confident in this matchup as Dew is. But also, I'm not sure what Dew's going to play. Like, whether it be the Guile or the DJ or the Mai, right? Mai's been the character he's been playing with the most successful, but we've already seen one DJ able to take down Mai today. So let's see what Dew's going to bring to the table here.
He also has Cammy under his belt.
Of
like,
course,
as
how
of
could I
late,
forget?
he's been doing that specifically for certain characters. I kind of wonder if that's going to be the case for this matchup. I'm not too sure. I don't know if like the Mai pick would be something he would want to face off against, considering his comfort factor or comfort. I want to say like his comfort choice against this matter because he knows how to play DJ pretty thoroughly, right? Like pretty early on. But I'm genuinely at a loss in regards to what character could be on the table for Knuckle Dew.
Yeah, he got 9th at Evo France, was it, I believe, with the Mai. So I think that might give him enough confidence to just like go outright full force Mai for the time being. But we shall see. We're going to find out soon. Oh, it does look like it is going to be the Mai.
Right on.
According to the graphic, that's what we're going to start with. But we've already seen, right, DJ has some tools, especially if you can get to that range.
DJ.
Fan game that Mai wants to play to make her life hard. So, yeah, I'm very interested in this. And obviously, Xian is always prepared, right? One of our greatest lab monsters to ever exist in fighting games. So a lot of the time, you're never going to catch him off guard with like cheesy strategies or something that's like easy to implement. He's always going to be prepared for all of that. So this matchup against Mai is going to be no different.
We'll see how it's going to be like settled in right now. Sien having a good amount of experience, I feel like, against a lot of the mainstream Mais that we encounter in not only his region, but also having access to the Japanese players in a more convenient manner, right? I'd imagine he's got a good amount of experience for this matchup.
Oh, boy.
He can execute, right? As we get ready for that matchup, here we go. Knuckle Dew versus Sien. The Mai versus the DJ.
Boy, man. And yeah, I mean, so what Dew's been confident, right? The Mai has been performing. He's been performing on the character. Xian going with one of his tried and trues. The DJ has been a staple character for him since Street Fighter 6's launch. So obviously back into this position in SFL, familiar spot with the team that he's always had at his back. Let's get into it right now. Big fan of Du using the green Mai as well. Sponsor coordination right there. He knows what's up.
That's like the default for DJ, no? At least he could have done the same thing. But Cien's got to go with his tried and true color, right? That's just mostly how it goes. There's a lot of green on the screen.
That's right. Gonna put more on it. Let's believe. Oh, I think Problem X said that during like the beta. Put the green on the screen. I remember that.
I like that a lot. With all the drive rushes, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. DP right there on the sharp knee. Oh, the fan. Perfect parried the first part, but you still got to deal with the second part.
Yeah, it's been mostly Knuckle 2, right? Setting the pace. Majority of the time, it's been space to create like the fan pressure, drive rush right afterwards. There hasn't really been a big response. I think he's been playing
Cachosen.
passive in regards to what we experienced in the previous matchup between like 2G and KSG.
Yeah, exactly. In the 2G match, right, our DJ player like really got aggressive. Stayed in, yeah, the Mai's face that time. Coming up just a bit short on that drive rush attempt. The jab was just off the mark.
And this is the pressure that we were
Buena punta de agarre, lo está matando, Mari.
starting to show that example of why Mai can be so suppressive, or at least so dangerous and hard to deal with within that neutral space. We do sway, we slice them up, Sobot into a +2, and now checking the walk back, full conversion. This is going to be all Cien for the first time in this set. Obviously, it's only the first game, but still, pretty decent lead. Finds himself in the corner yet again. Knuckle 2 found an escape. Up until that
se metió en la...
underneath the jump from Mai. Level 2.
Se metió en la esquina él solito.
The spring kick ender for that extra damage. You already know he's got the beat.
Yeah, I know this man got rhythm. He got a few kids. But besides that point, right, Knuckle 2, yeah, he got a few, like furry kids, you know?
Ah, I see. I see.
The pets. Oh.
Gotcha.
But right now, yeah. Right now, though, Knuckle 2 is going to cash out big level 3. It's going to put Cien very low on the drive gauge here. Oh, this is a tough spot to be in, bro.
You know you scared the hell out of me. Like your actual kids? I believe the hell out of you, by the way.
Just the furry ones, the millennial children.
Gotcha.
Oh, the DI and the perfect to shut the door down.
Y papi, y ahí no podéis hacer nada.
Like Cien had figured it out in that second round, but not just quite yet.
I feel like you see like the pensiveness going into the first game. I think that's been the biggest highlight. I think there's nothing really much to kind of quote on that outside of Cien allowing Knuckle 2 to get started. I think that's the most dangerous thing you could allow for someone like Mai. You have to at least contend the space to have her second guess when she could throw the fans out, right?
Yeah, 100%. It just feels like Cien's normal style was a little bit rough with the way Du's playing right now. I feel like Cien's trying to listen in on some of the advice. Yeah, I liked the way we saw the 2G representative play earlier, where it was just a lot of getting in his face. Brian Job, right, was just getting in the Mai's face a lot, like really nullifying that space, harassing with Sobots, harassing with staying medium kick, throwing out the big air slasher to kind of nullify some of the fireball presence as well. Just feels like Cien's been a little bit too passive, but we'll see how the adjustments play out here in game 2.
Find out. Stand jab to kind of check immediately in case the drive rush does come through. Again, now he's in a much tighter spot in comparison.
Papi, estamos viendo la...
He's in a range where he can react to a fireball and also maybe...
Estamos viendo la Street Fighter League Mai Edition.
Get the target combo as well, backing away just in case, ready for a whiff punish.
Nice, yeah, immediately challenging afterwards. Smart stuff from Du. Back it off, see if Cien would have busted out with his own reversal, but nah.
Not a tool, man. Oh, I thought it was going to be fast enough to connect. Either way you spin it, Cien at a slight advantage. We do get the bait against the parry now in burnout. This is pretty critical, all things considered. Cien can burn you out with the rest of his drive gauge because of that factor alone. We got the heavy air, the OD air slasher. Right into the Sobot for that big chip damage. Yo, shout out to Mono, by the way. I think he's one of the first to put that out there at the very beginning of Street Fighter 6, by the way. But Cien pretty much made it his by mastering the hell out of it, using it more often.
Yeah, it was so sick when you have your opponent burn out like that, just trapped, taking the chip damage. Oh, but Du, not definitely laying down on that one. He said, you can't trap me.
Damn!
Double up on the fears, plus the forehead twice.
Double, quadruple fan. Dude, and the punish counter. Chip is imminent. Yeah, you could do the same exact thing you saw from Cien, although it's not going to be as tight of a gap.
Amigo, y no podéis hacer nada. Estoy jodido.
catch the
Jodidísimo.
NuckleDu looking on match point.
Indeed, and now Shien does get the throw off the plus frames. Oh, try to air the knee. No anti-air that time, right? He didn't have the down charge, so no up kicks. He was walking away.
Oos. Did you get that sweep as a punish counter for it? Throw now. Dance on in there, the dash. A little bit too soon, Xian. Didn't punish counter after a poorly timed throw.
Yeah, very unfortunate. He's in complete control of that round until this point, and now we get the anti-air, knowing that he was going to use the knee to dodge the fan. Sneaking a throw from here. Air slasher, but oh my goodness, jumping in after the fan as well. Deuce pressure. Oh man, it is mounting right now.
It's kind of difficult to deal with. Back-to-back throws. He can do it again if need be. Looking for a bait this time. Stuck in the corner. Xian is going to be backing away.
Ojalá los trollo, papi.
OD air slash yet again, excuse me. One critical art, one blow from Xian, the trade-off. He could have had. That was it. No, and he went for it.
Estuvo bueno lo que quiso hacer, marico.
Machine gun upper. Xian.
Estuvo bueno lo que quiso hacer, pero
He had the potential to go into
le faltó un poquitico.
off the rest of that round. That is mad unfortunate. The idea was there off the back roundhouse trade. I've seen that succeed for him in other avenues, but here at Street Fighter League, swing and a miss.
Yeah, that's rough, man. He was definitely looking for the trade anti-air, right? I think he could have gone with a different option that would have been a bit more clean, that he would have like won outright, but it would have just knocked NuckleDu back into the corner, right? That combo, he was looking for the trade just to get there in time to combo afterwards, and it definitely would have done enough damage to actually win the entire round. So I love the swing, just unfortunate, came up with a miss there. That happened to Xian a couple of times in this round. We saw like an unfortunate mistimed throw that started NuckleDu's whole round offensively. Just a couple of errors. Yeah, you see
My
right
bad.
there.
It was
the OD machine gun funk.
It was the sway, right? OD sway does like the,
Oh, yeah,
the little
the OD
uppercut.
sway, that's what it was.
For some reason,
Yeah,
I thought it was background house, but yeah, OD sway does cause that little uppercut to happen.
Yeah.
Rather inconsistent in regards to like full-on anti-airing, but in regards to like the trade value, the trade potential, it is so good. So we saw that attempt, man.
Yeah.
And like,
It was a
again,
good idea.
It was an excellent idea for sure. It's just a matter of timing in regards to the pickup. So that could have gone off the wayside. But as it stands right now, 10 apiece for both teams. NuckleDu securing it for himself for Shopify Rebellion. Now going into the anchor spot. No tiebreaker again. Come on, guys.
Yeah, no tiebreaker.
Come on, man.
Another one. We do not have a tiebreaker. The only one where we had the opportunity for it was that 2G versus Kwaisho match that turned into a 40 bomb instead. But it looks like for NL, the Akuma qualified for Capcom Cup. We're going to set up our own Capcom Cup qualifier on the side of Shopify Rebellion in Dual Kevin.
Right on. And no ambiguity in regards to the character choice. It's got to be the Rashid.
Yeah.
That is the staple for someone like Dual Kevin, as he has been working this character and reinventing himself every single season, every single region that he gets to participate in. I'm actually rather curious to see how this is going to step up to NL's really sharpened Akuma.
Yeah, 100%. This is going to be a fun match to watch, just to see the shape of both of these players and how in-game ready they are.
No, que lo más seguro es que mañana
Grinding non-stop.
mañana juegue
I
Crane.
think the most successful Rashid.
coño.
The other Rashids either switch characters or haven't had as much success as they wanted. Obviously, shout out to Big Bird, who did qualify for Capcom Cup recently. But besides that, didn't have as much of a season of success as we're used to seeing from him. Dual Kevin, still here, right? Made top 6 on the leaderboard, qualified via the offline grind, and just the consistent success. You gotta love to see it. Well, and now he qualified a couple months ago, right? Where he got second place at CEO, I think it was, where Lashar had already qualified, so he got that spot. So it feels like NL's been a little bit flying under the radar more so recently because of his qualification already. So I want to see how prepared he is for somebody like Dual Kevin, who's been grinding nonstop.
Porque solo hay un Kevin.
He actually fought off against them even like at CEO on the way to that top 8.
True. They might have played.
I want to definitely check out that record overall. But as it stands right now, Dual Kevin in the anchor positioning against NL. Both teams tied up 10 apiece. Now, talking about Rashid, I feel like in regards to where we see him at from like a general standpoint, I feel like there's not a lot of people trying to excel with this character as often.
Yeah.
Not really brought to the table at like certain premieres. There have been like a really big shift in the meta in regards to the characters we see quite often. Rashid still has his presence with a handful of players, but just not as often.
Yeah, he's not as oppressive as he once was because of like the lack of Oki off OD, spit mixer and
Perfect
stuff like that,
parry.
right? Obviously the throw loop toned down as well. So it takes a little bit more neutral victories than it did before, and Dual Kevin, he's been finding those. Nice conversion as well, finding the mid-air juggle point, a little hezzy on the crouch medium push. Got the counter hit, but nothing afterwards.
Pretty even in life right now. Dual Kevin, I think he just needs one normal away to get himself into that W. But NL, pretty much the same thing, right? We talk about conversions, we talk about like single hit ones too. Akuma definitely has that type of potential, but it's a little bit more access in comparison to Rashid. Standing light kick into the cancel, trying to drain the rest of that gauge. That could have been so severe if NL had committed to the low medium kick.
Okay.
Cancel. No DP.
Oh, no antiaéreo. No DP.
Moving on in, forward throw, first round.
Yeah, I love the way Dual Kevin ended that round, really. He stopped playing ground game. Like, he harassed a little bit with stay medium kick, but that was about it. Yeah, right there, like you see, the harassment is coming in hot. Now he gets the counter hit. But beyond that, he didn't want to play that ground game with Akuma, right? He rather just like the super jump. Are you ready for this? Let me get in close quarters. Right now, a beautiful punish counter link from NL.
I like that, taking note of that medium kick spacing, right? Dual Kevin is not shy to actually whiff it in front of your opponent, because if you're not ready for it, he will be able to counter pull. Oh. Bam! Over the wind, straight to the chest. Falcons NL with a huge
big right there, perfectly spaced jump. No category 5s.
He's not even taking shelter. He is the threat. What is happening?
Okay. Yeah.
I freaked out, man. Just went right through the body.
Salió volando.
I'm not sure what happened. Oh yeah, he tried to sweep, but NL, he wasn't looking for Dual Kevin to respond immediately, right? So he wasn't ready with the whip punish of his own. Dual Kevin now gets the opportunity. Oh, tried to catch a flinching, and he caught him standing up eventually. Double drive rush combo, empty the meter, and because this is Akuma, guaranteed dead, brother. No question about it.
Damn, what a conversion, I gotta say. Dual Kevin just using the entire
Picture perfect.
Emptying out the drive gauge, emptying out the level 3, finding the correct routes, all off of that safe jump setup that he had initially. That was really, really well done from Kevin. If anything, in terms of consistency, this guy's got it. Like, he's gotten every single route down pat for any occasion, and it's quite impressive.
Yeah, I love the way he harassed NL at the end right there as well, right? He was like, I'm going to keep this compact, I'm going to keep it quick.
Está diciendo, de ahora en adelante me llamarán Betty.
Like, within heartbeats, right? We saw the crouch light kick. It's like a jab, and then just a micro wall crouch light kick again, and it caught him standing perfectly. So then well calculated by Dual Kev to know that he can get the kill off that as well. Just immaculate play.
You know, one of the biggest things that we kind of highlighted in previous seasons when we first saw this team come together, it was like what the language barrier is going to be like amongst all 4 of them. So I was actually kind of curious, at least 3-1, I will say primarily. But I mean, like, the gameplay has just been so universal and so well developed lately that there are like certain ways to kind of get your message across. And I think like NL definitely strong enough to pick up at anything that gets put down in any language, genuinely. So
welcome to the street.
To see how they've all come together and really established themselves as brothers, as we heard in the pregame interview.
Yeah, Oil King said, we're brothers, man. We are ride or die. This is the squad. And yeah, they definitely, I've communicated.
Ay, no, NL, papi.
We need to communicate with his controller a little bit more, apparently.
My man was upsetting spaghetti. Oh, it's all coming down. Dual Kevin, make it hurt. Oh, and it's 0? Hold up, hold this DI. Let me get
Sí, agarra tu DI, papi. Agarra tu DI.
Nice and easy, Dual Kevin singing his way towards at least the second game.
Yeah, for real. The good thing for NL is 3 out of 5, right? Because that snowball could lead to a whole lot, but gets the punish on the roundhouse attempt and baits out the OD spinning mixer. Wait a minute. We might take this second game for ourselves by the end of it.
At least he got the punish counter this time, right? Not going to let it fall by the wayside. So much damage was left on the table in that previous round. Make it hurt. Damn! Conversion off of the lights, too. Nice and easy. Dual Kevin committing to the throw. Akuma was mad far. But to be fair, I think it's because of the backwalk speed.
Yeah, 100%. He's so fast, right? That time, NL tried to jump over with the whirlwinds again, but Dual Kevin this time kind of schemed on it, right? Allowed him to DP right back.
The back throw, we get control for NL. Kuma doing a great job of keeping majority of the cast in the corner with a plethora of different normals, forward medium kick being one of them, but forward fierce for sure. I've definitely witnessed a ton of ranked players just throwing out fierce with 0 caution. NL, not gonna be on that variety, right?
Yeah. I love the
buena
as well, catching Dual Kevin. We know that Rashid has a tough time anti-airing, right? So, but again, the empty
Sufre también de apretar parry en esas situaciones.
Yes, the Great Desert Storm, I need to test against NL, forced on to use any sort of drive reversal. He's just toughening it out, but we do get the big opener. Dual Kevin dump out the rest of that gauge. What happened?
Uf.
I thought we were going to see the GDS followed by the SRK, but instead, we're going to see the level 3 from Akuma, the CA version.
Okay.
Well, you can't block me.
Strongest fingers known to man. Like I broke.
Hey, cuidado.
Wow, and yeah, unbelievable. Bet on the crouch medium kick as well. I thought he was going to do something.
Ya veo King. Pero está tripeado.
Straight up the crouch medium kick, send the drive rush after.
I think there was going to be, I was thinking of like what other opportunities Dual Kevin had to go into the target combo to launch up, or at least to go into like anything ending in a mixer into SRK.
Yeah.
There was a big opportunity there to finish it out with a level 1.
Yeah.
What went wrong?
Very surprised because you highlighted perfectly. He's almost like always on point with the routes, right? That's one of the only times I've seen his routing suffer. So that was very unfortunate for Dual Kev. But now we're back in 2 out of 3 territory as well.
Ah, no.
Yeah, that was actually mad far for him to catch like the Demon Ray dive kick.
Establish one throw. How many are we going to establish? Oh, tried another one, but Dual Kevin quick with the defense, but a little bit outside the range.
God, man, just so much push on that too. OD spinning mixer, finding the mark. Dual Kevin, temporary solace. He is still rather close to the corner. Any single conversion that Akuma can get can also lead you into that exact same position, or he can bully you back into it with the lights and also the walkie that he has. OD!
Coño, qué buena.
What perfect usage of the projectile priority system. OD fireball, deleting the whirlwind, recognizing that it did, and comboing into the level 1.
Also ready, very potent with the anti-airs, and now
Ay, ay, ay.
even more so with the punish counter on the way in. A couple of frame kills, and now still trying to find his shot, drive reversal to keep him contained. We do get the burnout successfully. There is 0 to his name. He's not going to go for the splat, is he? He is, and NL actually willing to spend level 1.
There
A tough spot for NL, right? Because he was still so far behind, but it looks like that level 1. Oh my
Uy,
God.
qué buena, weón.
What a cancel to the DP, but he got caught off guard. Dual Kevin with the wake up drive rush was not expecting that one. Oh, and he gets the DI as he got a drive beater right before Dual Kevin's impact connected. What an answer from NL.
And you can't mash it. You can't mash it either. You have to wait for that moment to actually
That's
get
true.
the drive gauge.
You can, because you will get a fierce or a button instead if you try to mash it before your drive beater comes back. Excellent highlight, Vicious. How did you time it like that, brother? Lightning in his eyes.
These guys are swinging.
Yeah, you got to.
He's like
You
holding
gotta.
his chest, bro. He's clutching his chest. He's like, damn, I'm nice.
Yo, son, like how locked in do you have to be? He got that the moment his drive came back. Wow.
Any sooner, any later, he would have been dead.
A ver si se van al juego número 5.
Time, like he found the gap that he had to shoot. Wow.
Por favor, todos siéntense si no quieren perder los pulgares de sus pies.
It's been an amazing day 1 of SFL already. And Dual Kevin most likely holding up back right there. He got clipped by the overhead standing, so either that or backdash.
Excellent composure, at least from the defensive end, but Dual Kevin, he's taking up so much life against him already, but the punish counter coming in, looking to equalize that life bar against NL. OD uppercut, he doesn't give a damn, son. He was well within his rights to let off such a risky play out.
But now, oh my goodness, he's been so good with a life lead this set.
Buena.
So patient, picking his spots. That stand light kick has been a mean harassment tool, as it always is.
Oh. And the away side looking rather sharp this whole day.
Yeah.
Bien, chequeo.
About the pass a little bit. Kev, yeah, man. NL, right? He's got a lot of these ODDPs baited out, so now he's starting to wake up with buttons thinking Dual Kevin's going to bait it out because he has been in the past.
Now we get a full-on conversion, close enough to get the forward medium punch, into the eagle spike. Perfect parry. The side switch is going to be so dastardly against Dual Kevin. We get to harass with the fireball. Move on in. Drain some of your drive gauge off of these fierces. And these are chunks at a time, by the way. A single hit conversion for Dual Kevin will force the burnout unless he's forced to block the entire time. You see a couple of parries coming in, but he's still below that threshold. Perfect parry against the cyclone. And now punish going into it with the drive impact. Although the scaling is here, the most important thing is this corner control.
Yeah, and they'll just go
Una entrada más y se murió, weón. Una entrada más y se muere.
Right? They want to get cheeky with a reset or anything like that. Oh, and then finally just walks up and jabs him instead. Catches Dual Kevin's option, and I'll just run in the typical corner game. Well done, man, to bring home the victory for Falcons.
A real big slaughterhouse in all 3 matches thus far. No different coming in from Falcons. 30 points to Shopify.
Buena, estuvo buena.
Hopefully, they get to keep up that momentum and keep their promise in regards to where Oil King wants to take this team for this season. They want to bring them back to the promised land, but even further beyond into a championship. As for Shopify Rebellions, again, they were slow to start last season, but they really shaped it up in the second half. There has to be a point where they need to kick it into gear right now unless they want to face the same repercussions as last season.
Precisely, man. It's got to be a big wake-up call early on, right? And Team Falcons, it's a big confidence booster, right? You heard Oil King talk about it when he came in on the interview with Rob. This is the year we get our second title. We've come in, same roster every year. The camaraderie, the brotherhood is there, and even beyond pretty much every other team, because it's been these 4 for multiple years at this point. And man, what a way to bring this home. I love the way they ordered everything as well. NL, the true anchor in the spot right now, considering he is the Capcom Cup qualified player. Just so sick to see.
Dude, truly, man. You see this matchup, the way it unfolded. NL taking a lot of big risks on defense, but it paid out severely against Dual Kevin's pressure, because when you talk about, oh, I forgot about that significant drop. We didn't even catch the end of that replay towards what happened with the drive gauge in the last-ditch effort to get that DI from Dual Kevin. But either way you spin it, right? We talked about how dangerous Rashid's offensive pressure can be, but NL's decision-making on defense, technically, I want to say that's a defensive call.
Oh, man, like literally the moment he got that drive meter back, I need to see that. It's super slow-mo, frame by frame. Oil King just standing up. Just standing up with the pose, like, yeah, bro, we can't lose. Oh, man, and then, yeah, a little hesitation right there from NL, blowing up the timing.
Ahora que el equipo viene ahora.
To defend himself with. And, man, yeah, they're definitely bringing home on that one. Hugs all around.
I love that coming in from Oil King, too. So ecstatic to see it right now. But as it stands, in regards to like matchups, we've talked about what happens between the rounds. The first round, 10 points being acquired from Falcons. They fell short in just a little bit towards the Cien matchup, but then really bringing it home towards that anchor match, scoring 30 points total, right? This is what the format looks like overall. This is something you got to get used to throughout the season in regards to how the point disparity works. That anchor match is ever so important, but leading with that momentum around just as imperative to find your team success, or at least bring yourself into a playoff positioning, right? Every single W counts in regards to acquiring all of these points, right? Although it's a 10-30 deficit for Shopify Rebellion, these 10 points are still going to be so monumental towards the end of the season when we get to the second half of the double round robin.
Exactly right. We go by total points, and the top 4 teams are the ones that advance to the playoffs, right? So every point matters. That's why we're like, damn, the 40 bomb, bro. That's not only a huge boost to 2-game, but also Kwaisho, like, getting 0 points today. That is like a rough spot to get into the playoffs going forward, right? You need every bit that you can get. So when you do be on the outcome of those 30-10 wins or those 40 bombs, then those extra 10 points that you got along the way really propel you into those top 4 positions. But yeah, man, it is wild seeing this. And I believe we have Rob ready with our winners, Team Falcons. Let's go.
Yeah, I know. Okay, and just like that, Team Falcons comes through and gets their first dub. I guess the first thing I want to ask you about NL is that you guys always have the same team together.
¿Quiénes son esos panas que están allá atrás, Mario? Tengo la curiosidad de quiénes serán esos panas que están allá atrás.
I really hope this winning, because this is our new record. Always our first is losing, so gloomy every day. And in the end, we are good, but now first is good. So this year may be better than before.
Okay, and you know, if I'm not mistaken, did Oil King rub your belly before the match? Did that happen? Or what's that about?
When I rest, he say so. He use belly is more feels comfortable, so he recommend. Yeah.
Okay, all right, and you know what? I recommend that especially if pros is doing it. Definitely rub your homie belly before his match, and it might get him a W even over elite players like Dual Kevin. And now, I guess you could even translate for us with DCQ. DCQ, of course, you're one of the most dominant players that we always have here at Street Fighter League. Just take us through the win that you had up against Shine's Kimberly.
说实话，我没有想到会是Shen来打我。
Ah, que él es chino, ¿no?
都对
Sí.
觉得会是火舞来。对，但是因为我之前我跟贤也打过这个金波利，我觉得还是比较有信心的。
He didn't think that Shine would come. We thought that Mai is gonna come because there's a lot of Mai over there, but he's still comfortable with fighting Kimberly because we practice.
Okay, and of course, all of that practice, it's been so many years of this exact same team staying together, the longest tenured team here in Street Fighter League, and we are seeing the power of brotherhood. Team Falcons officially 1-0 here at Street Fighter League. We're going to go ahead and keep on with the action. Let's send things over to our commentators.
Does Rubbin Bellies do anything for commentary?
I don't want to find out.
Okay, fair enough. That's a good point. But yeah, incredible stuff from Team Falcons. Whatever you got to do, whatever superstition you subscribe to help you win, I always encourage it. So big ups to Team Falcons. It's like we talked about.
Does this count?
The brotherhood, yes. Gotta find something to rub, that's for sure. But
Le frotó la cabeza para
the longest tenured team, as you heard Rob talk about.
Para que se rompa.
The brotherhood that they have is clearly exemplified, and not only just seeing them together right there, but in their gameplay. Everybody is so invested in every match. You saw Oil King get up from his seat in a power pose when we got that DI counter at the end. So I just love seeing the camaraderie between that squad. And hey, off to a great start. Hopefully that means, it's not like a reverse where it's like great start, troubling finish.
Dude,
you know what I mean? That wouldn't be good.
And that's like the exact confidence they need. Like even NL, he's taken note of previous seasons. They've gone through like the worst of it in certain seasons, and only to come out on top. Like when they had like that first half of nothing but zeros and tens or whatever, and they ended up winning that season. That is kind of ridiculous. Seeing them out the gate getting the W, they've really elevated it this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, SFL wouldn't be possible without our lovely partners and sponsors. And of course, first up, we got Asus in the building. Unlock your gaming potential with Asus ROG monitors, perfect for both console and PC gamers. They offer stunning visuals, fast refresh rates, and ergonomic designs. Exclusive discounts available on asus.com to level up your setup today, or scan the QR code on your screen right now to learn more and use that code ASUS-SFL.
And you've seen all the players representing themselves throughout.
Me pregunto si algún día en el diseño de Ryu le irán a quitar como que los protectores estos que tiene.
That is the heart of your next gen fight stick, right? Fully compatible with both PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. It delivers seamless performance and very low latency. Super critical, by the way. It's got a built-in assist feature that makes it easy to craft your ultimate fighting weapon. Again, the Armory is open, being a full-on official sponsor of Street Fighter League this season.
Yeah, latency. You know what? I'll get to that in a minute because 10-0 right now is bringing y'all the hottest merch, the hottest FGC apparel in the business. You can find it all at merch.10-0.gg. They got titles. They got clothes from all of your favorite titles, and obviously including Street Fighter. All kinds of great stuff with the Akuma Heaven. This got embroidered crew neck. And by the way, the embroidery on the 10-0 stuff is premium. You know what I'm saying? It is not just like, not ironed on or any of that nonsense.
Material.
Embroidery. Big ups. Anytime you get a piece of material from 10-0, you know it is going to be top tier.
And they always throw back to the classics, right? You see the third strike pins. I'm a huge fan of that as well. But also, you never skip leg day when it comes to Chun-Li peripherals, or at least Chun-Li t-shirts, right? That's definitely not optional. But I gotta say, merch.10-0.gg is where you need to go to pick up all of these, right? It is a restock on the leg day graphic team for very good reason. That thing sold out like crazy. I know James Chen also has one of those bad boys.
That's so good, man. Definitely. Well, we're going to give you all a chance to go to merch.10-0.gg and browse their very plethora of apparel and material, right? While we take a quick break here at SFL and be back with more Street Fighter 6.
Otro break. Ay, ¿qué irán a hacer ahora? Creo que vienen de vuelta, ¿no? Las peleas. Creo que ahora vienen de vuelta las peleas.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Red Bull.
Workaholic Director of Siren Holdings Research and Development Department. Grace Hill is nothing but a cover story. Crimson Viper. My code name. Stay out of my business. Could you just, like, give up now? I have other work to do. A B plus for effort. Let's rock.
Qué linda Viper. Qué bonita. Muy bonito ese combo, pero muy fachero el combo, muy fachero.
I hate to admit, you're not half bad. Even messed up my makeup.
Se viene Alex. Viene Alex pronto.
Crazy.
Of course, you guys have been world champions in the past. How are you feeling about your squad and your chances going into this season?
Honestly, first thing is I'm very grateful to be back. I don't take this opportunity for granted. And I feel really good. You know, I feel like we're the best team here, and I feel like we're going to perform like that.
This is only Boost's second time being on Street Fighter League. He wasn't here last year. I think it was 2 years ago that he was here. We haven't really seen Boost on a stage like this outside of that. What gives you the confidence in him to perform on a stage this big?
The confidence is that he got my team, you know, holding him back, and he also got me by his side. We got him, so Boost alone and Boost with Bandits is a completely different beast.
Man, you walking in here with a different type of energy today, man, RD. As soon as you walked in, even before the interview, I normally see this type of energy from you near the finals, right? We're only getting into week 1. What is your
Hablando de
mindset going
Boost.
into this right now? Seem pretty serious.
Que confía en Boost.
Mindset is I don't want to lose a match. I want to win 3-0. I want to win 40 points. Every match is the finals for me.
And you were just over there in Japan. Your whole squad was over there. And I think that you guys ended up winning pretty much all of your team matches. Is that true? And even yourself, I don't know if you've seen, there was a tweet showing your personal matches with all the best players in Japan, and you seem to dominate everyone. So tell us about that.
You know, I did pretty good. I went with a very good record, and we beat everybody. But at the end of the day, it's just practice. To me, we didn't do anything. You just got to win this.
Man, we see we see the fit. You know what I'm saying? We know about all of your championships and all that. We know you get to the bag. We know what's up with men in RD. What motivates you now?
Honestly, my main motivation is my team. I want Bandits to win. I want them to be world champions, especially in that beautiful stadium in Japan. And, you know, I want to give Chris T and Kava their second ring and Boost his first ring. I think there are a bunch of good players, and now with the opportunity to qualify for EWC and for Capcom Cup, I'm counting on that. I want to get them there, so that's my motivation.
Okay, y'all heard it from the man himself, at least in Rob TV's eyes. The GOAT of Street Fighter, the man himself representing
¿Cuál es el sim que se viene?
Mina or D. Let's go ahead and send things over to our commentators.
He wanted to put another ring for the rest of his teammates. That is a godlike statement to make, and as serious and professional as his demeanor is, I'm so glad that Rob's like the only person that could like crack it a little bit, like actually get like a smile out of him. He's like, "You swagging out, man, champ. You got it in the bag. Like, what you on right now?" And just that smile, really, really great to see in terms of like his attitude, his presence, and also most importantly, his gameplay. They're facing off against Red Rooster. This time they have the home field advantage. Granted, it didn't really matter what side they're on, right? They still managed to get the W with their very first match against FlyQuest. Now it's a whole different beast or animal in general. We got Red Rooster coming up between this team and like the other teams that have been newly reformed. This has actually been quite the change up as we have crossover. We do have Crime as well, Chris Wong and Moto leading the pack.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what order they bring into the event right now. Going up against Bandits, who obviously have the home field advantage. It's gonna be crossover.
Crime va a jugar para Red Booster. Hey. Cierto, ya. Va a jugar para Red Booster entonces. Yo pensaba que jugaba para Falcons en esta ocasión.
The captain himself remains the same. Let's go to an interview with Rob and Mono.
Red Rooster is back here on Street Fighter League, but it seems like the focus might be a bit different. Did you have a different focus when it came to constructing your team this year?
Oh yeah, by far. Obviously last year we didn't have like the best performance, but this year we definitely were like scouting a lot with the players, and obviously newcomers like Kraime and Blas, which are like last year they made some waves. This year they're still making good performances. Chris Wong as well, and Crossover finally got his visa, and like I've always said that Crossover is a really talented player. You just haven't had the chance to travel. And what's funny about this is that it's their debut for all three. Like it's their first time here in SFL, period.
Yeah, and so you know, this time around when it comes to Red Rooster, of course we know that the team is based out of Puerto Rico, but it appears that maybe you're not focused on region and focus more on best player available. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, we're focused on the level, obviously, because we really wanted to like obviously have good representation, good character variety, maybe top tiers. Because I mean, the team has Mai now. We have two Mai's, Luke. We have Crime has like 4 characters, and then you have Aki Bison, which I'm playing now. Like obviously, Aki's not like one of the tops, but I do have a Bison now, and. Yeah, region, like it's not a full Puerto Rican team. We still have Latin America representation because we have Chile and we have Dominican Republic crossover. And Chris Wong, like he's really, like the communication with the team has really been cool. Like when I start to talk to them before.
Tiene una mezcla ahí de jugadores.
Very enthusiastic.
Bueno.
Very willing. They actually Crossover and Crime came to Puerto Rico. They went to First Attack, but then they stayed a week and we were training and we were talking. Chris Wong wasn't able to make it, but he was always like trying to follow up with us on Discord and stuff. So it's been good. Like I feel like the team is very well, good sync.
Yeah, the synergy is right.
Yep.
Okay, and you brought up somebody from Chile, the young dog, Crime, only 14 years old. How are you getting him prepared? Do you think he can handle a moment like this, his first Street Fighter League?
I honestly think that kid has no fear. So I feel like nerves will not be the issue with him. Like he's always, because you've seen him in the tournaments, like he's always like happy just to be there, happy to just be playing. So I feel that nerves is not going to be an issue with him. And obviously he's very talented. Like he got top 4, I think, at CEO, made EWC. He's top 2 with Blast in Chile. Like the player is just so good. He got second at First Attack. Like I feel like he's gonna do so well. And the same with Crossover. Like I'm actually happy that he's here because first opportunity, he's always shown that he's in that caliber, and the fact that he's here like also makes me very happy.
This team from top to bottom is looking stacked.
Y se va a ver primera vez crossover también en la Street Fighter League.
Absolutely fearless. Ladies and gentlemen, a retool Red Rooster. Let's go ahead and send things over to our commentators.
And Crossover, I love the fact that he highlighted the fact Crossover finally got his visa, right? Looking to break the ankles of all his opponents going forward. It's going to be an exciting one. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think we got word that Crossover is going to be starting the match as well, going up against Bandits Boost. And again, you heard Mena RD talk about it, right?
Esa foto de bus así todo.
Bandits is an entirely different beast. But one thing that remains true is that this dude is a lab rat. He is always in the training mode. He is always reviewing VODs, not only trying to figure out characters, but figure out players as well. So it doesn't surprise me that they send Boost up to go up against Crossover and the Mai, right? He's going to be playing in the weeklies all the time. He's probably fought Crossover plenty of times. And just in general, when it comes to Mai, I have the most confidence in Boost being prepared for the character.
No doubt, right? I feel like that's going to be something that needs to be talked about in regards to like keeping up with the meta. A lot of these players coming into it, that kind of talk, I feel like goes, I want to say like, it's kind of more often than not. Like it's kind of easy to just say like these guys are prepared for it, right? It's just another thing to kind of show it. And honestly, I'm starting to really feel confident in saying that these guys are well prepared for each other in regards to the meta. There have been a lot of crazy results thus far. Like although like some have been blowouts, like 30-10, that's just the nature of the beast when it goes like back and forth between 10s and then getting that 20-point ball game. Don't let the actual number of the score fool you. A lot of these have been rather close, with the exception of the first 40 bomber that we got from 2G. That was quite unexpected. But these guys are well suited and well prepared for the meta. In fact, they are like reinventing the meta with some of these picks and the way they've been playing.
Yeah, 100%, man. You can see Boost just ran over his opponent in the first set that Bandits had with the Terry, right? His character definitely a prominent player in the meta right now, and I'm excited to see how he deals with the Mai. Again, this is another character where we talked about with the low projectiles in Terry, the power waves and the round waves being a little bit tricky perhaps for Mai to connect with. We'll see if Boost has the type of the stuff that Blaz was showing off, where he'll like punch the fan into some follow-up button to get some type of punish counter, something like that. If anybody's going to have those besides somebody like Blaz, it's going to be Boost. And on the other end, we'll see how Crossover, how comfortable he feels in this scenario, getting to travel for really
Otra Mai.
Let's get it, man. Boost and Crossover, game one.
I know for sure we've actually had like Crossover going into pretty consistent matches, not even just like on a weekly basis, but also being a part of First Attack, right? One of the biggest events in Puerto Rico, and also being a part of like his own scene with Blink Respawn. He's gotten so much practice and so much time to really flesh out the way he wants to play Mai, but it's really up to Boost to see if he can step up to the challenge, which he has done so far. Again, this is the second go around for Bandits today, but now we're seeing so much more activity coming in from these projectiles.
Yeah, consistently just trying to power wave him down right in that range where Mai wants to throw these fans, right? And yeah, that's the thing with Boost, is that he likes the light rising tackle. It's so fast, has a really disjointed hitbox out in front of him to check the Mai, but Crossover hasn't fallen for it yet.
Just like that, Boost really able to command the round, at least within a certain range, to let some of these projectiles rock. Ryu Enbu getting punished severely for the round. Nice Boost putting himself into that first round.
That tip of the crouch medium kick, man.
Oos.
Burnacle.
Oh, nice. And again, just that slide hezzy with a micro walk forward after the fears.
God damn, the pressure, even from further out, standing like it just at the tip of that hitbox.
Está raro el nuevo Fatal Fury,
Exactly where you want it to be for the tackle.
El nuevo Kof.
Extension afterwards, like we saw. Crossover got a big break though, getting the back throw. Now he's got the corner. Needs to make something happen though.
Oh, severe error. You might, no, you're hella dead. Not even might. It is guaranteed, brother.
Oh, the power geyser. We only need the twin. Not even getting to the triple geyser yet. My goodness, though. Yeah, that was unfortunate for Crossover. You obviously know he wanted to walk up and do a button, but input stored behind lock and key at that point. He ended up coming out with a special, unfortunate drop for him.
The immediate consultation towards Crime.
Yeah.
By the way, my man is about to lay down the law. He's like, things you need to look out for Boost. I'm actually I wish I could get some like time to pick Crime's brain in regards to like his perspective on certain matchups, because I would love to have this on the comms. But as it is, man, it's really difficult to kind of like get yourself out of that moment and figure out what needs to be done. So I love Crossover taking the time out to consult with the coach.
Yeah, especially it seems like Crymate is kind of talking and maybe even a philosophical aspect to him, because this was not like a short, here's this tech piece of info, right? That was quite a lengthy kind of monologue that Crymate gave towards him. Now Chris Wong also giving some quick tips.
That's godlike, by
yeah,
the way.
love seeing the language barriers overcome by the language of fighting games that we all know and love.
Yeah. And Chris Wong's been spending a lot of time in like some of the CPT premieres that have happened in the United States as well.
Yeah.
I do get a couple of chances to talk to him as well in regards to like his switch over between like Luke and other characters. So I mean, he's had a lot of my experience.
Revisando un mensaje.
Changed up and using Mai every so often. We saw that over at the Chengdu premiere. So I love the fact that we're getting like the double team advantage, or at least the double team in terms of advice from both Crymate and Luke. Or sorry, Luke. Chris Wong. I might as well call him Luke Wong at this point, dude, because like he's still my GOAT for Luke picks. Sorry, Triumph.
Right now, Boost did manage to get the first dub, right? And that's what I was talking about, the light tackle. It does such a good job at stuffing my approaching. It's obviously a big risk, but it's something that a lot of players do not expect you to bust out.
Right now, Boost a little bit too shy off the mark. Was it a timing issue? I think it was.
Seemed like it. Both players pressing their crouch medium kicks, trying to find the open up. Oh, and again, this is a slide walk forward. The way Boost kind of like alters his rhythm in his ground game, I mean, it's one of my favorite things in fighting games, period.
I like that, countering the projectiles with your own OD, the roundhouse. Damn, son, that's mad far. The projectile's doing a lot of work to keep crossover contained.
Sneaks to the roundhouse, but he can't get anything afterwards. And Boost just doing such a great job staying at a safe space to harass with. Not just throwing fireballs either, but switching it up between
tiene complicado crossover.
Fireball cancel. OD fireball to once again out-prioritize the fan.
Also kind of throwing out that strike throw scenario with the drivers forward into that fierce 3+5. OD rising tackle. Crossover has not found the momentum he needed. And he's also getting pushed back.
Oh, y borneado.
Normals, whether it's medium punch or standing fierce, getting outright punished. Boost with a substantial lead now with the burnout. With their match point still from downtown. Damn, son!
Oh my, I thought that was about to be, knowing Boost, that was a frame kill setup on that, but he ended up dropping the combo after the first hit anyway.
La cagó, weón. Hubiese simplemente haciendo un combo sencillo y
I
ya.
think that was all intentional until the drop, obviously. But I think that those first couple of whiffs were part of the plan.
Se nota está medio relajado contra crossover.
Ambiguous spacing, but also like just eat the super. It's not a big deal.
I was mad surprised. Dude, max distance. Such kind of crazy.
He didn't send the driver's cancel. Oh,
it's super.
And then the crouch medium kick target combo afterwards. Boost takes it 2-0. Both his sets so far today, I believe.
Tanto fue el.
Oh, what a showing for Boost Man.
The Boost Man?
The Boost Man.
Hell yeah, dude. I like that. Boost. Phenomenal player. And you know what's crazy about that too? As good as he is, right? Rocking 4-0 thus far, he's got such a mechanical and maniacal mind towards Street Fighter that he could go in as a coach or even like as somebody to rely on in regards to other perspectives. But looking at the replays, he's just been in complete control, right? There wasn't really a lot that crossed.
Verga, patearon a
it's not to say that there weren't any
crossovers.
in his mind. The plethora of options right now were just getting shut down. There were so many options. I mean, so many spots where Boost would throw out fireballs to the point where it would actually catch your jump even before it even gets to be executed, right? There's been so many times where Boost has just kept crossover grounded consistently.
That's why I love Bandits picking up Boost, because we know that Boost is a mind for fighting games, is like one of the most advanced out there. He thinks about so much. He reviews so much footage. He takes so many things into consideration. And Mena RD is a very similar player in that aspect, right? He also is one of the most studious players in the business. So combining these two players, I mean, yeah, I would feel like everybody else is in trouble. Not only because they are two phenomenal players on the sticks, but just so tough with all of the advice that they're going to hand over everybody else. Also, it puts an extremely big smile on my face just seeing the Dominican Republic flag on the back of Boost's jersey. Like, Boost repping the DR is so sick, my man, with Bandit.
Yeah,
putting the 10 points on the board. What a start. And now Red Rooster's got to go up against somebody else. I forgot who they're bringing up to the table next, but it's going to be somebody interesting, that is for sure.
So it's Chris Wong who's going to be sending by with Red Rooster, and he's got like both Luke and Mai setting up for himself. But in regards to the matchup at hand for Bandits, I'm actually kind of curious to see if we'll see maybe like a Chris G for some of the Luke play. I mean, we've seen him represent himself well in the World Warriors and play off against some of the more aggressive Lukes in that area. And it is going to be Chris T. That is the precise call that we were looking forward to. It's going to be the Ken coming in from the bald man himself. Christopher Tateri. It looks good on him, bro. I'm allowed to say it.
Absolutely.
I don't know if anybody else is, but
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I got those credentials.
I cannot pass judgment.
Okay.
But, I'll say it looks better on him than it would on me. I'll tell you what. Right now, though, Chris Wong obviously going to be one of the premier players out of his region, right? Obviously got second at the very first Capcom Cup for Street Fighter 6. Has been holding it down on the Luke for a little bit, experimenting with some Maya as well. But it's interesting that Bandits, who reserved Chris
Viene
for the
Chris Wong, el hombre asustado.
right? They have the home field advantage here, so they're confident in Chris being able to thwart the Luke, and we're going to see who is the superior Chris at the end of this match.
Damn, son, I didn't even think about it that way.
Yeah.
I was thinking Luke again. Luke Wong versus Chris T. Ken Tatarian, actually. It should be.
There you go.
If anything. But, I mean, it makes sense. I think there's a lot of experience coming in from Chris Tatarian in regards to the Luke-specific matchup, and even so, like, throwing out Kaba out there, I don't know if that would be as effective, right? Because there's a potential my pick that is backed up not only with the Luke, and then you don't want to sacrifice or like, even compromise having Men RD in any other spot other than the anchor, right?
Yeah, precisely. So I'm loving this shot, and just in general, getting Chris T in the mix early, maybe getting him a dub, or even in just a match to get the feel for it and get him going as an actual player in the series is huge, I think, as well.
Oh, yeah.
Going forward.
It's throwing me off that it's the intro song as the final stage music.
Carrecho que Chris Wong siga con Luke, bro.
That conversion from Chris. We do get the forward throw, drive rush on in, crouching medium punch to start, true strike throw mix up.
And now Chris Wong not gonna try to get too aggressive right when he's below that 3-bar threshold. Didn't want to overextend or be overzealous, just playing timid, playing clean. Oh, especially ODDP to check the Jinrai.
A little precautious coming in from Chris after that stand jab off of the drive rush, by the way. Looking for Chris Wong instead finds his mark, lets the level 1 rip, and gets the first round.
Shot.
Sorry.
Nah, I get it. Like, this happened to me the other day, too, and I was like, what's happening? But ODDP immediately upon the drive rush, right? Gonna test that, make sure Chris Wong keeps the glass.
Okay.
Let's rock. This is at the damage, and I like him just going for drive rush for the Oki, much more than trying to like let the flash knuckles rock, go for the shoulder check as a frame kill, etc. Always dumps out damage.
Oh.
Also, he takes big risk. Chris Tatarian actually going for a reset instead of a full-on high
Directo, papi.
carry. Kinda unorthodox.
Yeah, it was a little strange right there. I'm not sure what happened. Oh,
Uy, qué buena. Qué buena confirmación ahí.
Gets sent away on the level 1, Chris, and then another
buena.
to the level 1 after the counter hit jab and the crowd strong. Nice recognition, such quick processing speed from Chris Wong. That's one of the characteristics he's always had.
Yeah, that was a big punish on the table that could have potentially squeezed it out for Chris Tatarian, right? This was a punish off of an ODDP, so not a lot of thought behind it, right?
Yeah.
Kind of interesting to see that drop.
Like, if Chris would have spent his meter, he could have got the kill with that combo, 100%. So, yeah, it definitely was ended up playing out to be a huge mistake.
But still, the footsie game, just as strong as we remembered it. Chris T now being able to,
Okay.
very short-lived, my mistake.
Yeah, one of the frame kill throws set up. Oh, after the step kick.
Mierda, loco.
But nothing that they can actually trade combo off of. And then Chris Wong, just the full faith in the crouch strong, bruh.
As you should. That was a glide button for a reason.
Ay, está washeado Chris Tatiana, papi.
It's still a very effective tool.
Está washed.
Counter poking, even just throwing it out there as caution in the wind, and also being able to establish yourself with your offensive pressure. But the punish,
Buena.
the footsies, light to light.
That's beautiful. Now Chris T really needs to run his game here in the corner, right? Got a snowball. Chris Wong down a bit, catches him low after the initial meaty. Like, this has been right every time so far. Baited out, but wasn't actually committed to the throw.
Forcing the OD. Punish against the Jinrai. Maximum footsies yet again. Chris Tatarian.
Level 2.
Definitely two-stepped on him a little bit. And yeah, I think level 1 would have came up just short. So has to spin the level 2, but yeah, well worth in the end to get the kill.
Most definitely. Worth every bit of bar spent, all tied up. Still, Chris Wong looking at match point, the perfect parry, not quite any sort of, I want to say like not within the distance to actually get a punish counter perhaps. I could be wrong on that.
strong. Getting whiff punish yet again. We've talked about it, right? That button has been mortalized. Not normalized, but mortalized.
No, you're taking it down from godhood.
There you go. Okay.
I'm there.
You know what's up.
I missed
Okay.
that. Well, it's still here. You know what I mean, guys.
Yeah.
Capcom doesn't miss that button. I'm so sorry, Knuckles.
Oh,
Papi, level 2.
another beautiful light kick from Chris T. Go with the level 2 as well.
Lo va a querer burnear.
Close to burn out. Oh, and Chris bet on the parry.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Qué mala suerte, marico.
recognizing that Chris T just whiffed by a couple of pixels. Able to punish him outright for the kill. Nice response from Chris Wong.
Qué mala suerte, marico.
When it comes to whiff punishing, both of them were pretty much on point, but in terms of getting their normals clipped, it's like, man, it's hard to tell when you try to go for some of these normals because they're just barely out of range. That's happened so many times on both ends consistently.
Se viene Kraime, ¿contra quién?
No matter how you spin it, Chris Wong
¿Contra quién será?
much damage off of some of these big hits.
Yo creo que contra Mena debe ser, ¿no?
Yeah, right there, Chris. He tried to press a
Debería ser contra Mena.
The driver's cancel, right? Because light into driver's cancel doesn't actually. There's no type of true block string or anything like that, right? There's always going to be a gap, but it is a very quick thing to happen. So sometimes you get caught a little bit late, you get counter hit like what we saw what happened there with Chris T.
You see it right here too, like we talked about whiffing normals. Chris T was just like outside of the range of that crouching medium punch. He's memorized that normal 2AT,
Yeah.
no pun intended.
Legitimately like dancing just inside and out. And right there, the Jinrai just whiffed a little bit. Chris Wong did a good job. And Chris Wong did a good job at remaining standing and pressing a standing button in response, right? So his hurt box wasn't widened by a crouching aspect. Maybe if he was crouched right there, the Jinrai would have made him block. I'm not exactly sure.
True, yeah.
You know, it was at that type of range. So really good awareness from Chris Wong to just stay standing and then making sure. Because that was a low Jinrai.
Ahora se viene Kraime.
Yeah, and even so, like he was just out of range where like the low hitbox actually doesn't catch you standing.
Yeah, exactly. So really great stuff from Chris Wong to not think about blocking the low, but recognizing that he was at range to where if he stood up, it would just whiff entirely. So that was extremely sick stuff from Chris Wong at the end there. And now to end it, Red Rooster is going to be sending up Kraime in that anchor position, man. And hey, if you send up to somebody when it comes to Mono, talk about, right? He was like, this kid, no fear, no consequences, not worried about any of that. We're going to set him up. Well, you're setting him up against the Bull, brother.
Yeah.
Mena
contra Mena.
Kraime is what I have to imagine is going to be our anchor match.
There's no intimidation that could kick in right now, but if it does happen, it's because of that man, the champion of the world, in my opinion, Mena RD stepping up. No surprise here. He's always going to be in that anchor positioning to scoop up as many points as he can because, again, he's on a mission. He's been motivated. He wants to put a championship ring on his teammates. The pressure, more so on Kraime. This is his very first Street Fighter League, and this is the first time I feel like he's going to have to consistently...
Vamos, Kraime.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, when I saw that Mena RD interview, I was just so happy that I'm like, I'm glad I'm a commentator, not a competitive player. Because that was the type of like sicko mindset that like I imagine like competitors of against people like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant would go up against, you know what I mean? Like, how are you this locked in on the game? He's accomplished everything there is to accomplish. He's a multi-time Capcom Cup champion, multi-time EVO champion, like what a SFL world champion. What else does this man need to do? And nonetheless, he comes up and he's like, yeah, my goal is to not drop a game, 40 bombs. I want to get my boys rings. Like when you're at that, when you've already accomplished everything and you're coming into it with that mindset, you are truly one of the scariest players to ever pick up.
Vamos, Kraime.
God, he doesn't become a commentator.
I know, he would definitely take anybody's job that he wants, Mena RD will have it.
He might just get best dressed. Tasty Steve, get your heart out. Watch out now, Rob. Hold up. You never know.
New contender entering the mix. But of course, Mena is going to be bringing the Blanca to the table. I'm so glad that he's really settled in on the Blanca as well. It just matches him so well in this game. Of course, Kraime, he's been one of the young guns on the Ryu. All the youngsters like themselves some Ryu.
Yeah, it's the first time we've actually seen Ryu thus far. There was potential of another one in the earlier matches. But Kraime, again, this is who he locks in with majority of the time. Ooh.
Buena, bornealo. Ok, se borneó él. Bien.
No DP.
All these trades. Wow, and then the big roundhouse coming out at the end.
It is.
Buena.
version 2 to make sure the kill comes through.
Buena.
Coming in
Vamos, Kraime.
Forcing MenRD into that burnout scenario rather quickly. And speaking of which, MenRD rather aggressive with his own meter, both the drive gauge and now the lightning beast. How do we get the setup for the little fella? And more importantly, how do we get this opener?
Oh, we're just gonna take the throw for now. We're gonna activate the lightning afterwards. Not quite. Oh, but instead goes with the air ball after establishing the jab for a tick throw. And then he just drops him right back into another setup, bro. That's
crazy, dude. What a conversion. He tried to dash out of there. He got smoked. The perfect there. He had twin fellas in his back pocket.
Oh, man. Twins, baby.
99, baby.
Vamos, Kraime, tranquilo.
The dunk kick a little bit.
Man, he's 14 years old, by the way. Crazy, bro.
Buena. Buena.
Been consistent with, yeah, just applying strike pressure to Mena. Saw Mena looking to escape in that last bit.
No hay antiaéreo. A ver.
A lot of movement from both ends, by the way, but it's MenRD who finds himself in the corner, trying to get that rainbow ball.
Buena.
Jump back jab, excellent response. Kraime.
Cool. Agree with the jab as soon as MenRD landed as well, but that's why I talked about that back medium kick into the hop. It's not just an anti-air, you get the Oki afterwards, it's so strong. Now into the lightning beast, you got level 3, but
Es true. Todo esto es true.
He's locked down. So much chip. Kraime can't even find a spot to breathe, can't even find a spot to let loose any sort of super, no risks taken. He just took the throw. He took all the chip that came with it. The one time he tried to rebuttal, it was in a scenario where he had to guess.
Exactly, Mena's so smart, right? He literally chipped him down to strike throw 50-50 range. Like, you die to strike or throw, and then was like, all right. And then when he got worried about the fact that he would now die to throw, he just shimmied him instead. Like, this dude is a monster.
And like, how do you have that process in your brain so ahead of time?
Ay, de nuevo lo agarre.
Nah, legitimately, like, we gotta do some studies on MenRD before it's all said and done. Oh, nice try,
Buena.
though.
Sácalo de ahí. Cuidado. Buena.
What's the lockdown scenario going to be like? I do like his offensive pressure and the potential coming in from Hashogeki, but also, more importantly, his spacing that he plays at in case a Blanca ball comes in, in case a jump comes in. We know how much damage that Ryu can deal, but it's about the control.
Okay.
The heavy Hashogeki came in.
No, 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 Kraime.
This could alter around. He tried to bait something out right there with the hop back. Kraime didn't give it to him though. Oh, the lightning! It just comes through, and it's gonna Kraime off with the all-day command grab. He's always got a new route, Vicious. Stuff I ain't never seen before, exclusive.
That was sick. That was dope.
Like, wow, bro. Perfectly calculating it as well.
Buena.
For the last bit of meter he had to do the actual ender of the combo that would kill.
Nice buff. Hey, man. Sweet buff.
Yeah.
No sarcasm. I thought that was kind of godlike.
No, 100%, man. The creativity on Blanca is endless. They actually made this character cool in this game. I don't know how they did it. Props to Nakayama-san and Mats. Yeah.
Mats.
Oh, no.
Mats. Oh, and then baits out the super DI for the inevitable follow-up DI that acts as a checkmate. 2-0 to the world champ.
My man is sending him back to school with the way he's been playing. Kraime immediately off the seats, consoling
Que lo están viendo de nuevo al colegio, papi. No, huevona.
Crossover, the first one to give the intel. Damn, dude. Hold up.
Crossover from the Dominican Republic himself, right? Immediately stood up and was like, bruh, I got the info. I got the inside intel. But we'll see if that can help Kraime in this situation, right? It doesn't matter how much intel has been shared about MenRD. It doesn't matter how many people have tried to theory fight this man. He has still taken home multiple world championships.
There is no way to prepare for the way MenRD is playing. Like, there's the ambiguity, the locked in.
Look at how locked in he is.
He hasn't even blinked, brother. That is not a freeze frame. That is 100% live. My man is locked all the way in.
He is a sicko in the best way possible, bro.
I want to see what the changes are coming in from Kraime thus far. A little bit of a slight introduction in terms of normals exchanged. Backdash away from the throw, one correct guess now leads him into a favorable position. The overhead, he was stand blocking the moment he got up.
Muy buena.
He knew the overhead was coming. Oh, he's trying to make something out right there. Such a delayed air ball that time, and then hopping through to bait the throw. Mena has already turned this round around. Oh, but just as I say that.
No, Kraime.
No. That was
Debe estar un pelo nervioso, marico.
for the side of Crime. Now even bigger from NRD, considering it is match point for the Bandits camp.
Beat that chest again here. Oh, the quick down. He actually got the parry, but Crime showed the parry so late.
What an impressive route, but also more impressively, the blocks from Crime withstanding that. Up until this
No,
point,
que los agarre, bro.
punished with the OD airball. Here comes Lil Fella.
I love that too. Mena using the end of his lightning beast just to get a knockdown where he gets set up the doll, because this is what happens afterwards. Oh my goodness. Oh, used all three of the dolls, and then the back-to-back mediums for a 3-0. Mena RD.
There is no signs of stopping this man. And just to rehash what Sajam had said towards the end of no end in sight. This guy
Paso Ricardo, ¿cómo está ahí?
reintroducing himself every single time, and also
Verga, le pegaron, marico.
surprised the entire time. I'm so thoroughly impressed with that. 3-0 over Crime?
3-0 over Crime, bro. Like, it was 3-1 over Punk, I believe, and now 3-0 over Crime. Like, incredible stuff. 3-1 over Punk, right? Yeah, okay.
Bien, papi. Todo bien.
Like, just this
Andáis allá en la casa, descansando.
bad, bro. Yeah, I mean, Sajam put it perfectly at Evo. We don't know when this guy is ever going to slow down. He went to Japan after winning multiple world championships and didn't drop a set to any of the SFL Japan players he played.
Brother.
Like, what do you mean?
What do you mean indeed, brother?
To stay as motivated as he has with all the things he's accomplished, it is a testament to who he is as a
Chévere.
team.
Está bien.
It is just, like I said, we need to do studies on this guy before it's all said and done. And not just because of his fighting game skill, but because of how he approaches, how professional he goes about playing fighting games in the first place. Incredible stuff.
Dude, he's got recognition around the world and also in his hometown by the government, by the way. And I'm quite curious to know like what his work ethic even is, because he not only finds time for himself to practice, but also like his camp around him. Not even just like directly the players on his team, but also back home they have full on like schools of Street Fighter.
Ese es el equipo que viene ahora.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Gachikun that said, after I talked to Mena RD, I realized there was a lot more in terms of studying that I'm not doing. And that's right. Gachikun, who is a Capcom Cup champion. You know what I mean? Like, he is one of the best players in the world for a period of time, could claim to be the best player in the world. And he saw how Mena RD studied and was like, I'm not doing nearly enough.
Wild, dude. Like the work ethic is out of control.
It is, man. And I mean, you can see the results are there, though, right? Like, the work ethic isn't just there. He's not only working hard, but he's working extremely smart. Incredible accolades in his role, right? Evo Japan champion 2 times over. Evo Vegas champion. Capcom Cup champion 2 times over. Like, the work ethic, I mean, he has showed you why you should work as hard as he does.
Yeah, man. When it comes to like some of the interviews.
Ya, vamos a hacer algo. Si el equipo que viene es el de Blas, lo vemos. Si no, voy a tener que cortar porque es tarde ya. Aquí ya van a... Ya son las vergas. Son las 10:20. Tengo que cenar y... mañana tengo que workear. Entonces... Vamos a ver cuál es el equipo que viene ahora. Ojalá que sea el de Blas.
Just like that, Team Bandits gets it done again. Boost, another W. You just seem unstoppable right now. How did it feel to get yet another dub in that crossover match?
It wasn't. I kind of played slow at first, just kind of see like, because Terry, he kind of wins the fireball war in that matchup. I had to see if he jumped, and like he wasn't really jumping or like drive impacting, so I could kind of just play the layer 1 from there. Other than that, like defensively, you know, just kind of gotta stay calm. It's the first hit 2. You can't give them a punish counter. That's like my sort of thing. Is anything they want. The longer the match goes on, the better it is for me. So
hold on, Boost. You might be giving up a little bit too much sauce. I can't be having them learn exactly what you're doing and everything. Okay.
Right. What I'm saying is not great to give up like big damage opportunities. So, but sometimes you have to mix it up. But
that's a huge. All right, well, Boost, that first match right there, actually your second match, another dominating dub. Now, let me please talk to Mena RD as well. Mena, of course, when Bandits first came to Street Fighter League, we remember a situation where you were so frustrated, you literally walked off of the stage and just immediately like left the entire studio. How does it feel to be on the other side of that and be given another player their kind of welcome to Street Fighter League moment?
No, man, it's insane, you know, to have that whole process going on. I remember back then I wanted to even cry. I wanted to look up at the sky and ask God, like, why is this happening to me? But today I just laugh about it. It's just funny because now I know it's just part of the process. You got to have those kind of moments to create a dynasty, and that's what we're going for.
Okay, you're definitely looking like a dynasty up to this point, trying to go ahead and win another Street Fighter League championship. So I got to talk about the demeanor that you had. When you went up 2-0 up against Crime, he goes to get some advice from Crossover, of course, your countrymen and all that, and your face is just stone cold. I feel like right now is the first time I've been seeing you smile this entire day. What's going on with your demeanor?
Nah, because it's over. The matches are over. I can smile, I can joke around, but tomorrow is the same thing. When I got to play, it's some other guy. It's not me.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Team Bandits, of course, all about that work, but right now they can't relax. Congratulations on both of your victories today. We're going to go ahead and send things over to our commentators.
He cuts the best promos in the business, man.
A ver cuál es el que viene.
Time to agree.
Like, and I don't just mean the FGC. I mean esports in general. Like, I don't know anybody that cuts better promos than RD, man. Like, the fact that he was like, the matches are over. I can smile now. Tomorrow, that's some other guy when I play, bro.
That's insane. And that statement about creating a dynasty,
yeah,
it's not even just like on solo efforts, because I think he's just already established that. But like he's trying to create Bandits dynasty in Street Fighter League and potentially the world if this keeps up, especially, right? We've seen what they were about last season. If they can make it all the way to the top and face off against the other champs, I'm more fearful of what they have to go through. Europe as well as Japan, I am terrified to see how those guys face off against most of the contenders here.
Yeah, especially because like I mean, Boost still has a chance to make it in via the Eastward Warrior, right? Via that still has the chance to go. But let's say Boost doesn't make it in right there, right? If you got somebody like Boost, Comet, and Chris T not actually in Capcom Cup and just strictly focused on SFL World Championships, like their minds together and the amount of time they're gonna have to prepare for Europe and Asia, it's gonna be Japan. It's gonna be ridiculous, man.
Dude, it's gonna be insane, and that's why it's so cool to see how strong they are coming out the woodwork, out the gate on day one. They were in the hot seat twice over, and they still have had dominant performances. It's not to take away from any of the other teams. They're just looking rather different in day one, but the beauty of it all for this season, it's going to be double round robin, right? They are going to get their lickbacks. They are going to get that switch up in positioning as well. So we'll see how it plays out, right? Bandits making victims out of both FlyQuest and Red Rooster, and Bandits having the both home and away positions pretty much over and done with. Yep. They're very, very comfortable, and they're looking like the most winningest team already out of day one. And speaking of which, we have the perfect headset to accommodate those types of teams here in Street Fighter League. We have the Steel Series. Obviously, when it comes to the Steel Series Arctic
Me muestran audífono. Pelea, papi, pelea.
Official headset of Street Fighter League,
Coñazo.
able to enhance all of your
Coñazo. Lo que queremos ver.
They got the premium high fidelity drivers, they got Sonar software. The Nova Pro is definitely the ideal for any fight you take on.
Yes, indeed. Of course, I want to give big ups to Corsair as well on the Nova Blade Pro. Get ready to witness the fastest inputs in the FGC, courtesy of Corsair's Nova Blade Pro. You can sharpen your reaction times with it and its rapid trigger technology. Big ups to Corsair for delivering the Nova Blade Pro, the official leverless controller of SFL Pro US. And again, we got one in the building right now. We've been handling it. We've been messing with this thing ourselves, and yeah, bro, the buttons on this bad boy, I love very reactive buttons like this. You know what I'm saying? The clicky ones are all up in my business. So I'm a big fan. I love the lights. I love the clickiness of the buttons. Big ups to Corsair holding it down.
Yeah, hopefully we get to
Está bonito el level.
A couple of people kind of showing up for the in-house and live Street Fighter League US, and it's only going to be even bigger as we progress throughout the dates. Again, round one, we're currently going through it with day one. We have it until the 16th, right, for our very first phase. Round two happening in the beginning of December, the 3rd through the 6th. But of course, the finals, you cannot miss that opportunity to check it out all the way live. Again, be sure to come through, watch in person. All of you guys that were talking about it, wanting to see it live, if you guys are in Southern California, or even out, if you could get here financially, responsibly, I should say, be sure to check it out. Scan that QR code, or even go to @CapcomFighters on Twitter and all the social media platforms that they do possess, and make sure to check in and get these tickets as soon as possible, because you never know what's going to be coming up from these matches. But I will tell you this. We have our final matchup of the day. It's going to be Kuaishou Gaming versus Shopify Rebellion to round off day number 1 immediately after this. So don't go anywhere. We're coming right back at you.
No, no va a jugar, no va a jugar tu game. No va a jugar tu game. Hola. Así que nada, muchachos, vamos a darlo hasta aquí. Tal vez mañana vuelva a hacer stream, dependiendo de la hora, a qué hora empiece esto. Si empieza a la misma hora, yo creo que sí. Así que nada, muchachos, a la gente que se llegó hoy, muchísimas gracias, los quiero mucho. Ahí nos estamos viendo en la próxima. Estuvo entretenido el stream de hoy. Así que eso, muchachos. Nos vemos mañana. También descansen, que mañana es fin de semana. Nos vemos.